7-foot grand slams in the big leagues. Exchanging one for the other would make the Sox a better team. If Anthony remains in AAA one more day, the howling of Red Sox fans on social media and talk radio will be even more justified. And frankly, after the home run yesterday with a 115-mile-per-hour exit velocity, the howling should escalate to a deafening level. Finally, this isn't complicated. Campbell for Anthony, improve the offense, improve the defense. Sox talent is better than their record shows, but they need to start putting that talent in the right place once and for all. And then just a follow-up here, Bob Nightingale. The Boston Red Sox may be playing sloppy and mediocre baseball, but manager Alex Cora's job is safe.
So there are two things to get to there. One is the Anthony factor and the Campbell factor. The other is the Cora factor. Where do you want to go first? Stick with the Anthony real quick?
Yeah, you know why? Because the Cora thing, I think we know.
Yeah.
So done. He's safe. It's still being brought up,
which is crazy.
Safe.
He shouldn't be safe based on job performance, based on team culture. He shouldn't be safe. Cora should be one of the first people to go at this point, but it's not going to happen.
Do you think Cora wants Anthony?
Yeah, probably.
Do you think he wants Christian Campbell at second?
He likes Hamilton a lot. Listen,
just like he liked Pablo, whatever his name was.
Yeah,
or he didn't like him, right? Wasn't that the story?
They've played Campbell. No, he liked Reyes, but Reyes was
not a big league player.
He was a threat to Kike Hernandez, his guy
who did a home run in the walk-off,
right?
Win a World Series, I believe, right?
The organization loves Campbell, and they should love Campbell. The kid has all the skill in the world, particularly as a hitter. I don't know where he's going to play. Because he's got issues in the field, obviously. But the organization loves Campbell, and they should. Does Cora want Anthony? Yeah, probably. But I guarantee you, Joe, he'll do the exact same thing he's doing with Marcelo Meyer. You bring up Anthony will play against righties, and he'll sit him against every single lefty. He'll pinch hit for him. He'll treat him with kid gloves. So, does Cora want him? Yeah, but I don't think Cora is necessarily obsessed with that. I actually think Cora is obsessed so much with platooning left-handed bats that it kind of doesn't really make much of a difference for him. Like, he likes Rafaela. He likes Abreu. Duran's one of his guys. He doesn't want Devers to move. So, in some ways, I think Cora is content with Anthony being in AAA because he doesn't want to force Roman Anthony into the lineup. Would he take him? Yeah, because he's a good player. But, I'll be honest, I don't think he's behind the scenes pounding the table saying, we need that kid up here. Now, he should be, but he doesn't want to deal with the crap associated with it because that's sitting down Rafaela or, sitting down Abreu or sitting down Duran or telling Devers to get his fat ass in the field so Anthony can DH.
I'm Team Devers, sorry.
I know you are, but Cora doesn't want to deal with it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. But there's a lot going on here, Matt.
No doubt.
But on a baseball form, the team, this is why it's so messed up, but at the same time, it's like, who's running the show? Is it Cora or is it Breslow?
Cora.
Okay, so they when I say they, wanted Christian Campbell to be the second baseman.
Yes.
They wanted that. Mm-hmm. When I say they, Breslow and Cora?
I think Cora was on board with that.
So Cora wanted it. Breslow cares about the service time, right? Mm-hmm. Now how's it look?
Well,
how's it look?
They signed him. So
and then they gave him an extension.
Right. That's why he was up here. He was up here for two reasons. One, they wanted a right-handed bat, understandably so. Two, he was signable. So they don't have to manipulate any service time if you're going to buy out his arbitration years and a couple of years of free agency anyway. So that's why Campbell was up here. Campbell, of the three, was the least ready to go.
Yes.
He's spent a year in the minor leagues. He's got all the talent in the world as a hitter. He can't field.
Yes, he needs major reps.
Major reps. He's a guy where AAA makes some sense.
Yes, because he'd play every day, learn the challenges, play against other big leaguers who would give him the rub.
Right. There are a lot of veteran guys there who can work with him at second base.
There's probably better veterans down there than on this team.
In some ways, yeah. I mean, that's what AAA is filled with. It's a bunch of guys who aren't good enough to stick but had something to get them there, right? And one of those things is leadership. I mean, AAA is not a bad spot for a kid like Campbell, who's 23 years old and truly does need to learn how to play a position. For Roman Anthony, there's nothing left for him to prove. He's not a great outfielder, but he's fine. That's not what you're concerned about. I was in Worcester this past week, and I was asking people. I said, okay, you see him every day. Tell me about his defense, because Breslow kind of said his defense sucks. And somebody down there said, well, he's not the number one prospect in baseball because of the glove, which I think is a really good way to describe it. It's like, yeah, he's probably a corner outfielder. He's probably not going to win a Gold Glove. He's not going to kill you, but he's an incredible hitter. So he has nothing left to prove at that level. And he's not up here because of service time. Whereas Campbell does have something to prove at that level because he can't field and has no idea how to. Because he's a kid and he's barely played. Anthony has way more experience in the minor leagues. Marcelo Meyer has way more experience in the minor leagues, but they called up Campbell because of the money. Because he was signable, and Anthony and Meyer weren't because they were higher draft picks and got bigger bonuses. So they're not as likely to sign a team-friendly contract as Campbell, who's going to say, I'm going to take the upfront money and the security. Marcelo Meyer got like $8 million, I think, as a signing bonus. $6 million, $8 million. Mm-hmm. You invest that, you're fine. You're good.
So like, the direction I want to take this conversation is twofold. One, do you see just the disconnect in, like, hey, this player, let's get him up, let's extend him, without caring about winning games? None of it really included winning games. Put him there, right. So he'll be fine for a little bit. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
And now the best course of action for the team is for him to go to the minors.
Yes. Best course of action for him.
For him. Yeah,
for
and
him.
that's what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Too.
Like, this is why I defend Devers. When going into business for yourself is the right, it is, because the team's not competitive. So, like, he has to take. I know it's a bad look, but we don't need Rafael Devers to be the vocal leader. There's a lot of guys. He should be their best leader. Him and Bregman. They should be like pillars. Unfortunately, they're not. And he's not.
Well, Devers isn't.
And on every team, though, like, just to use comparisons, Manny wasn't that guy. Like, there were guys that were passengers but were huge leaders on the field. But on this team, I don't blame Devers for going into business for himself because, like, why sacrifice for the team if they're not serious?
Well, it's not a part of the culture, right? And in defense of Devers, and that I've not been in the business of defending Devers, you're asking him to do something when nobody else around does what's best for the team, right? Do the Red Sox even do what's best for the team?
Do they
do what's best for the player?
Matt. You just hit the bullseye of I'm talking about.
I mean, sir, listen, Devers needs to be better. He does. But have the Red Sox over the last 5 years done what's best for the team?
No. Have they done what's best for the player either?
No. And they haven't done what's best by Campbell, certainly. They're not doing what's best by Roman Anthony. They're keeping him down there for service time. He's ready to play. It's interesting. The one time they actually tried to do something that was best for the team, they signed Bregman, which was best for the team. And it was best for Devers to go to DH, but they hadn't established enough of a culture in recent years where they have consistently asked guys to do what's best for the team. So Devers, who's surrounded by nobody else, I mean, it's a totally individual thing there. He says, well, nobody else does what's best for the team. Why should I? Now, that's not being a leader. That's not establishing a culture, and that's on him. But the Red Sox, of course, deserve blame in this, Joe. I mean, where do you begin with the mess that is this team?
I know everybody wants to blame John Henry.
Not now.
If I was John, but if GM Joe or President Joe of the Red Sox was in charge, like, how do you fix what's happening right now? You probably don't have a fix on the field. There's probably no fix.
No, probably not right now because they don't have any right-hand hitters. And Anthony doesn't fix that.
Since they don't want to fire Alex Cora, and since Craig Breslow really isn't doing his job strongly, let's say that. I don't think he's been bad, but he's not nobody respects him kind of thing. Like, they know he's just there.
Yeah.
This organization needs some sort of power at the top. Dombrowski was good. Lucchino was incredible. But, like, they need that. And my thought would be if they love Cora so much, move him up. Like a Brad Stevens type move.
Right. You need to empower somebody. I hear what you're saying because the Cora Breslow thing does not work. I think Cora is a culture problem, so I would get rid of him.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. He's the first guy to go because the culture.
Right. If you get rid of Cora, you in turn empower Breslow.
Yes.
And the way they've handled the GM position, they've actually empowered the manager over the GM. And the manager, I think we're learning, is not the type of person you want to empower because he's not going to use that power for the betterment of the organization. Alex Cora certainly has not used his weight and his influence for the betterment of the organization. He's in business for himself, just like everybody else over there.
Which brings up a developing take I've been marinating, and it's about the Bruins and Brad Marchand.
It's been the air fryer?
We're about to pull it out. Oh, it's been marinated. We when Jeff got here this morning, I put it in the air fryer. 450 minutes.
That's a big take.
Might have to shake it around.
That's
for
a big
a second.
take. 50 minutes. That's a big take.
I'm developing this.
Yeah.
I was developing this.
What do we need? What do we need to get to on the inside? Thermometer.
No. When it comes to the air fryer, does it look good or not?
Yeah, right.
Pop it out. You don't need to cut it open to see if it's cooked.
I just looked at it, Joe. It's looking good.
Thank you. Can you smell it? Dan's in Rhode Island. Dan.
Hey, guys. How you doing? Real quick, I keep it pretty simple with Western Mass. Anything with a 413 is basically Western Mass. That's how they've always defined it, just like 617 is basically inside 128, right?
Yeah, but where is the 413 dividing line?
Well, just look at the town. The town is assigned a 413 area code. I don't have a map in front of me.
Well, yeah, I don't have a map in front of me either. That's what I'm saying. But I generally agree with you, yes.
I think the towns you mentioned, like where the Wilbraham, Ware down that way, I think that's Palmer. I think that is pretty much where it starts, where the 978 ends. And I just agree with you on the Red Sox. This is just a big discombobulated mess. It's like beyond like what people can and can't do. It just seems like it's thrown together by, I don't know if it's analytics or, what they're saying upstairs and who has the power to do what.
You're right. We didn't even get into that, man. Like, think about it, right? They have a drive line. They have a new pitching strategy. When they have games going, they think about people's futures and their contracts more than winning the game. It's just, like we could talk about this all day. Nothing's going to change because they've announced that Cora's not going anywhere. Craig Breslow is going to run the team. Just quickly on Raffaella, I wanted to just pop this in. I give him credit. I think he is what he is, Matt. I think he's a super utility guy. Mm-hmm. I don't project him to be an all-star.
No.
But I think he's learned on the job. Like, I think he has a lot of confidence defensively, which I think – like, he can just go out there, show up, and play defense. He can do that.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes that gets in his way because he plays like a dumbass at times.
Absolutely.
But the skill and the ability is there. It would be nice if they had a culture of accountability to hold him accountable for the mistakes he makes, but they obviously don't.
I think that as much as we're talking about Campbell, which would be best for the player, I think thinking about, I like the term pump and dump.
Who doesn't?
I read an article from The Athletic this week that basically said that Ceddanne Raffaello could be the next Pete Crow Armstrong. And,
okay, all right.
And I come to think about it, like when it comes to defensive rating, and an F-WAR is what they call it.
Yep.
He's best base running and defense is tops in the league, and the only guy that's in his category is Crow Armstrong.
Yeah.
So,
except Pete Crow Armstrong's a really good player, and Ceddanne Raffaello isn't.
My point is this: could you get pitching for Raffaello because of his contract, his potential, and his super utility ability for a pitcher? And then put Anthony in center. Now you're helping your pitching and your hitting. Where if you do the other move of, is it best for Campbell to go down? Yes. Is it best for Raffaello to play second?
No, probably not. He can do it, but he's better in center.
I just think that at some point, with the password coming up and Anthony And then at some point, you're going to have to play Blaze Jordan, right? Doesn't he have to play at some point?
He looked good the other night.
Okay. Like, all I hear about is who's coming up next for the Red Sox. If you want to win now, you got to make decisions now to win. They're not doing it, but that's why I'm floating it out there, because if you want to get better now, you might have to give up something of value to get better and then bring up your Roman Anthony.
No doubt about it, Joe. Like they need to start stripping pieces off of the major league roster, because I think they also need to change the room. I just think you have the wrong outfielder.
Okay.
Duran's the guy.
Listen.
Duran's the guy you trade.
You're right. You're right.
You get more for him.
He's the right guy.
Yep, he's the right guy to trade.
Absolutely right. Could you get Raphael out in one of these bad contracts and eat some of the money? Like, can you?
I'm not opposed to it.
He is a sacrificial lamb, Rafaela.
Somebody needs to go.
He's going. This password kid, though, Joxton.
Yeah, Yo Stinkston.
This dude.
Tremendous nickname.
Of everyone that everyone's talking about, by the way, like Meyer, I can see the ability in Meyer.
Yeah,
he's good.
Smooth.
Anthony, I mean, I want to see him in the big league so I can at least have like an impression.
Right.
You know? Campbell.
All the skill in the world. He hasn't come close to putting it together. Just because, I mean, he's a young kid.
I can see why they like him, by the way.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, he sky's the limit for him as a hitter. He's not fundamentally sound. Yeah. Why? Because he's barely played baseball. He's played a year in the minor leagues. A year. Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, they've played a hell of a lot more. They rushed the kid.
Yeah. And by the way, we didn't even mention Crochet started. They won. Crochet's the real deal, man.
Mm-hmm. Chalk one up for Breslow there.
Got to do that one.
Only 8-6 in Crochet starts, though. Not good enough.
We didn't even talk about their first inning was. We're here all day, man. We're here till 2 o'clock, people. 617-779-0985. May I add that I have a hot take that I would like to get off my chest regarding the Bruins. It's been hot this week, but it's more about Brad Marchand. We need to have this discussion.
Let's do it.
We'll do it next here on 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
Marchand, in Marchand, down low, he scores! A short-handed goal for Brad Marchand on a breakaway. He beats Skinner down low, and the Panthers are up 4-3. To the near point, out blowing the zone is Marchand. Pass ahead, now Marchand, a breakaway, hits in Marchand. Can he tie the series? And he scores! Brad Marchand in overtime, and the Panthers win game 2, 5-4. The series is tied at a game apiece.
All right, back here 98.5, the Sports Hub. Brad Marchand with the game-winning goal in overtime, double overtime. There are some incredible numbers regarding Brad Marchand. I got to get this one out, and if we got to bring it over to the next hour, that's fine. So I'm happy for Brad Marchand. I've been very hard on him this year. He was not a leader. He went it at times may have went in the business for himself. Oh, Matt.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce? We have a guest from Special Olympics.
We have a wonderful guest from Special Olympics, Mary Beth McMahon, the president and CEO of Special Olympics Massachusetts. This is a huge weekend for them. What's going on, Mary Beth? How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Matt. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Yes. So, Joe, this is Summer Games weekend over at Harvard. It's one of the biggest events of the year. Mary Beth and I go way back at this point. Mary Beth, how's Summer Games going over at Harvard right now?
Well, today the weather's cooperating, so that's always a good sign, but it's going great. We currently have volleyball going, track and field, swimming, and tennis. And yesterday we had powerlifting, where one of our athletes actually deadlifted 430 pounds.
Whoa.
it's just ridiculous.
Did you have people that blow your mind? Like, are there people like, I got to see the guy do that? I got to watch this guy. What could happen? Like, do you guys all have a big turnout, and there's certain people you want to see what they can really do?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing because yesterday, by the time we got to our kind of final flights of powerlifting, the word had gone throughout the campus. And there's about 3,000 people here this weekend, and they'd gone around the campus that the powerlifters were about to be doing some personal best, and the whole place got packed. So it became really an interesting afternoon for them because they probably had their biggest audience ever. Because given the rain, we were kind of running everything else as quick as we could. So it was great to have people go in and see kind of what our athletes can do. And I think it surprises people. Joe, Matt, as you both know, I listen to you all the time. And I think it surprises people when they realize that, what Special Olympics really is. And they come and they see all abilities and all ages and are, everybody kind of thinks of us as a track meet. So to have people come and volunteer and come, spectate and see some of those accomplishments is really great for us and our athletes.
Mary Beth, for folks who aren't, as familiar with your mission, I mean, obviously we all know what, Special Olympics is and does, but really, if you could just boil it down, for our listeners, what is the mission of Special Olympics and how can people help with it?
Yeah, absolutely. The mission of Special Olympics is to provide Olympic-style sports training and competition. We offer 23 different sports here in Massachusetts. We are a year-round program. We have 19,000 participants across the state, which always surprises people. And we are really in every community where you live, work, and play. So we are heavily, heavily reliant on both private funds and private time. So volunteer hours, we have about 8,000 volunteers across the state. We can use anybody who wants to give us an hour a year to somebody who wants to, coach a couple hours a week and do different sports. So all of our opportunities are on specialolympicsma.org, and anybody's welcome at any time. And believe me, we don't take time off. So anytime throughout the year, anything from alpine skiing to basketball to, as I mentioned, powerlifting, volleyball. This summer we'll do softball and bocce, along with a few other sports, and then we go into our flag football and soccer season.
What does volunteering look like at Special Olympics, Mary Beth?
So I would say this, volunteering, we get our biggest influx of volunteers literally around the spring because people always think of us during the spring season. And I will say that you can come out and you can, be a timer on the track. You could be a scorer in volleyball. And what we find is those people that come out the first time actually want to do more pretty immediately afterwards because everybody says you get more out of it than you put in. And they become coaches or they can just become assistant coaches. We have everything from a young athletes program that are for 2 to 6 year olds where you're literally just chasing our 2 to 6 year olds around trying to get them to do a lot of like early motor development to, some we actually, our oldest athlete here this weekend is 74 in race walking. So we really do have kind of a gamut where you could volunteer to do anything from entering scores to being a coach on the sidelines.
So I know that Matt has obviously a special connection with the Olympics, and I got to tell you this real quick. I grew up going Camp Joy was I was a part of that. I was a volunteer with that growing up. So I've done the Olympics, Matt. I just want to say
it's awesome.
I've done the 100-yard dash, but I know here I am, right?
You've done the 100-yard dash, or did you help with the 100-yard dash?
I ran it and helped along. Okay, so it was
How
fun.
long did it take you to run the 100-yard dash?
I don't remember, but I did it. But Matt's a great representative. He looked sharp the other night at the Special Olympics event. Could you just talk about Matt's speech, how he did? Let all our listeners know about Matt's experience, please.
So Matt has been our MC for a Hall of Fame for a couple of years now. And I will say, I always tell our athletes, he co-MCs with our athletes, and I say to our athletes all the time, you're working with a pro who not only does this for a living, but more importantly, knows how to work with our athletes as they, do it for the first time. So we had a co-MC in James Keith the other day who did it for the first time, and Matt and him just flowed right together. So, and that was after a longtime host, Melissa Riley, was not available. So I just think Matt McCarthy has just an amazing ability to work with our athletes and show them kind of how to do something that is so natural to both of you, to MC and do things like that. And so Matt was a great job. And anybody who, like you, Joe, or, Matt, where what Special Olympics is about, people hear you talk about it, and you just raise our brand awareness so much. So I appreciate both of you.
Joe, you've got to understand, Mary Beth is a Sports Hub P1 listener. Texts all the time. Mary Beth, what you have a hot take for us today? She is as dialed in as anybody in this region about the stuff going on. Any hot takes for us, Mary Beth?
Hot take. Actually, the Red Sox winning last night. What was that?
I know.
Oh,
what
Matt,
was that?
I know you. What was that against the Yankees? Come on.
The rivalry's back.
They almost tried to give it away, that's for sure. But I will say, one of our hot takes is we had Coach Vrabel out at an event last week, and we had a couple of the Patriots coaches here this weekend, and amazing with what they do. And so our hot take kind of going forward is watch for our USA Games announcements. We've got a big USA Games representation for our games next summer, 2026 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we're going to have a pretty proud team of Special Olympics Massachusetts athletes representing at the USA Games. So making those selections throughout today, and throughout the summer. So we'll have a nice 100-person delegation going to USA Games next year representing Massachusetts. So that's my hot takes. Everybody watch our social, and you'll see who those representatives are going to be. Go Red Sox. Maybe 2 out of 3.
Let's not get our hopes up on that, Mary Beth. You guys are there at Harvard for the rest of the day. If folks want to come by, what do they need to know?
Yeah, so we're at Harvard Athletic Stadium. If you want to come by, there's parking available at the Harvard Business Lot. Come on through, walk across, and you will see us competing in sports throughout the day. We have information banners all over the place to kind of lead your way, and come on out. You can see anything from young athletes to our gold medal volleyball games. So come on out. It's a beautiful day, thank God. So come on out.
It's a great event, and we are so fortunate here, Mary Beth, the Sports Hub, to have such an amazing partnership with Special Olympics. You call Special Olympics the sixth team in town. You really are. Red Sox, Pats, Celtics, Bruins, Revs, and Special Olympics. We are so fortunate to have a great friendship with Special Olympics at the Sports Hub, and we really appreciate you popping on for the update today, and we look forward to seeing you next year at the games for sure.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
We'll be here, and I'm right next to your street team. So thanks for bringing out your street team.
Hey, tell those guys they got hot takes too if you want to ever talk to them about it. Thank you,
Joe and Matt, say hi.
Yes.
Thank you so much for everything you do.
All right.
Take care.
She's the best. Mary Beth McMahon, the president and CEO of Special Olympics Massachusetts.
Well, Matt,
one of the best people you'll ever meet.
I got to tell you, man, you've done a lot of work with Special Olympics. You've represented them for years now. It was highlighted in our work email this week, so I got to put you over, my man.
Well,
you looked good.
Thank you. You got to dress for the event, Joe.
You know what I liked? Your tie was on perfectly.
It's the best. I'm not going to lie, Joe. It's the best tie I've ever tied.
Really?
I was looking at that thing. I was like, you know what? Crushed it. Windsor.
It's funny. I was with a man who might know a little bit something about wardrobes last night, and there is something about a nice like pocket handkerchief.
Love a good pocket handkerchief.
Or like a just an accessory of style. Sometimes nice little button. What do you call
cufflinks.
Cufflinks.
Love a good French
Oh,
cuff.
go. Oh, yeah.
I'm Mr. Style. You know me. I mean, always obviously very stylish.
Well, I'm going to share this, Matt, so everybody can see what you look like. But excellent job with special. Dude,
it's an incredible event. I'm blessed. That event every year, Joe. That's the Special Olympics in Massachusetts Hall of Fame induction ceremony. It touches my soul every year.
Yeah.
You go, you meet the most incredible, inspiring, great people. Mm-hmm. It's just I can't speak more highly of the event. It's awesome.
Yeah, and you can volunteer. We did it. I did it as a kid. I did a summer camp every year. We got to volunteer. I worked with Camp Joy, and I would swim with the kids, and we would do activities, and it was awesome. It was a great time, and you can volunteer. There's registration. Volunteer at SpecialOlympicsMA.org.
It's the best. You will not regret it.
And keep you in shape a little bit too. You want to get the wiffle ball going.
Oh, yeah.
Little action in there.
I mean, think about it, Joe. If they have you running the 100-yard dash, what can we make happen?
I know. Back then, I was. I want to say I was 14. I don't know what year that would have been in my life. 1994 or 5. That's when the Ring Ding Dong song came out that we were playing earlier. All right. Well, thank you to Special Olympics, and Matt, thank you for all you do. We're going to take a break. I would like to marinate. We just shook it around a little bit. Now we've popped it back. It's ready to go. We'll do that next here on the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Thunder looking to even the series with the Pacers at 1. Stanley Cup Final Game 3 set for tomorrow night. At the French Open Final on the men's side, Jannik Sinner out to a 6-4, 4-2 lead right now on Carlos Alcaraz. Coco Gauff won on the women's side yesterday, and the Special Olympics of Massachusetts Summer Games are underway today at Harvard. Headlines are brought to you by Veterinary Urgent Care Center with 8 locations in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. VUCC offers compassionate, convenient, high-quality care 7 days a week. Walk in or book an appointment at veturgentcare.com. Veterinary Urgent Care Center, urgent care for your pet's urgent needs. I'm Matt McCarthy. Your next update at noon.
When breaking sports news happens in Boston,
News this morning, Marco Stern,
it happens here.
former Bruin, now current Bruins head coach. The hiring made official today.
Boston's home for breaking sports news and your flagship station for the Boston Bruins all year long. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Quick, smelly.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
We talked about Florida a lot and how they played the end of last game and how they sat back and it felt like they were punting, they were icing or half icing, as Paul Maurice called it. What did you think of the third period in Florida this time?
I thought Florida was fantastic the first 13 minutes of that period. They were playing defensively by playing in the offensive zone. They started to flip pucks out. They started ice pucks. At 4-3, they had the puck in the slot area. Nobody one-on-one. All they had to do was flip it out to the side. They ice the puck. Now there's a face-off in their zone. Edmonton regroups. They get another whistle in the zone, another face-off one, and all of a sudden it's 4-4. I know analytics say you shoot the puck down the ice, but I'm not a believer in that. I see too many games cost by guys icing the puck, and then it's not their fault on the goal itself, but just get the puck out and play smart. I don't understand icing the puck. Rick Tocchet and I argue about this all the time. I'm just not a believer in icing the puck.
But just off the wall, soft, and let it...
And he had lots of time there. He had 10 feet between him and the defender. He could have just chipped her up the wall, and it's a different ending, I think. And that icing, I think, one of the factors in them getting the game tied. And
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. That was Wayne Gretzky doing an analysis on end-of-game strategies and dumping the puck, which is, I guess, analytics, Matt? Because I've been thinking about this. I feel like hockey's the only sport now that truly isn't using analytics like other sports. And Gretzky was pissed because Edmonton tried to dump out the puck instead of trying to shoot it up the ice. Mm-hmm. And he thinks that's the reason why Marchand, basically was able to get out to the, looked like a shorty, really.
Breakaway.
And, but she's right. He's right. Now, I don't know if that's analytics. It could be philosophy, That's a story for a different day. Marchand also blew the goal in the first game, right? Defensively, wrong spot. But what I was trying to get to is I'm rooting for Brad Marchand in a bit. I don't like the Panthers. But I'm also rooting for a fact that Panthers can go back-to-back. Like, I don't know. When you think dynasties in your head, the last one to win back-to-back was the Chiefs. So, do the Panthers have a chance to be that type of team? And I'm going to say yeah.
Yeah, of course they do. I mean, they were in the finals 2 years ago. They won last year. If they win again, yeah, you're right. I mean, they have been, a force to be reckoned with. The Panthers have been the team of the decade so far in a sport where they generally don't have those. Or, there's obviously a lot more parity in hockey than there is in, most other sports. I mean, you have to go back. I mean, the Blackhawks, early 2000s. I mean, that was the last dynasty in hockey, right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay had a good run.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
But, I do put the Chicago one over Tampa Bay. Maybe goaltender would be the difference there, but and we just saw the Celtics not go back-to-back. We see difficulties in sports of teams going back-to-back. It's a thing. So if Florida does do it, I think Marchand has a lot to do with this, which brings up my take. At the beginning of this year, earlier in the show, we talked about people going into business for themselves, right? Between Jim Montgomery Jeremy Swayman and Brad Marchand. The Bruins had 3 guys going into their final year of their contract, while Don Sweeney had 2 years remaining.
Mm-hmm.
The organization signed Swayman. That was what they did. They didn't want he had 60-something million reasons to show up, right? So it sounds like they offered Jim Montgomery extensions, but he turned it down, and the Bruins, did they lowball him? Did he think he could get more? Whatever.
And he knew St. Louis was waiting for him.
Yep.
The Bruins probably didn't want him in the first place because they didn't believe in him. Yeah, but you're right. I mean, it's a good point, Joe. So many people, key figures in the Bruins organization, came into this year with uncertain futures, and that was a problem waiting to happen.
Now, Brad Marchand was going into the final year of his deal, $6.75 million. I personally thought that was a high price, but you were paying for the player that he was. When they were doing contract negotiations before trading him, the offer rumored was 7 and change, which I said, see ya. He's going to get more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Marchand was the captain of the Bruins and needed to do more, and he couldn't be the Brad Marchand, the Hall of Famer that he is. So I think they did him a solid sending him to Florida. But I'm going back to that. The Bruins once brought Ray Bourque to arbitration. How did they let a Hall of Famer go into the last year of his deal without an extension?
Did you feel that Brad Marchand, yes, he's a future Hall of Famer. Did you feel that Brad Marchand had this much to give? 6 months ago?
No, but
I didn't either.
In hindsight, the team wasn't. He was useless on the team. His ability was useless on this team.
Right. I don't have a problem with the way they managed the Marchand thing. I don't. And I know people are hurt that they traded Marchand and all that.
No, I'm not. I'm glad they traded him so he could go be himself.
Yep.
So
He's
I'm not
perfect fit there. He is a perfect Florida Panther.
Joe,
he is a better Florida Panther than he is a Boston Bruin.
Jesus.
And I'm not obviously not over the course of the career.
I know what you're saying.
He's a better fit for that team than he has been for this team in quite some time.
I told you, I did not like Marchand this year. I didn't like him.
He's not a captain.
But he was challenging at times Swayman. Like he was making comments about it. I almost wonder remember Montgomery and Marchand were getting into it at times? This is my take. How did they start the season that way and expect it to be a season where you were competing for a playoff spot to do better than you did a year ago, losing in the second round to the eventual Stanley Cup champion? I know it's easy to say in hindsight, Brad Marchand probably shouldn't have gotten an extension worth over $6 million. But if you like the player and you want the player, if you extended him, is he worth more in a trade? If they wanted to move on from him, I'm just saying
they had first round pick for the guy.
They had so many. I know they did in 2 years, which might be a good pick. I just hate the way they handled it. I know you're okay with it, but I'm using the whole scope. They came away with Jeremy Swayman, and now 3 more years of Don Sweeney and Marco Sturm. That's what they came away with.
Oh, it's not good. It's not good. I just don't look at the Marchand situation. I actually think they handled that better than just about anything else. They got something for the guy. They got a first-round pick in a few years, and that ended up working out okay for them. But the bigger picture here, Joe, is that the Bruins don't know what the hell they're doing. Because I don't think they think they're as far away as they actually are. Neely's still here. Sweeney's still here. All you need to do is watch that press conference with Charlie, Cam, and Don. You going to feel good about the direction of this team with the way they're talking about it? No way. No way. So you're right. Was it a problem that they entered this year with so much uncertainty surrounding the coach, the goalie, and their captain? Yes. Did it hurt the team? Yes. The Marchand situation ended up working out better than just about any of those other situations, right? They got something for Brad Marchand.
Right.
Joe, they're entering a reset. They're entering a rebuild. They don't know that. They don't think they are. But they are.
So
is Brad Marchand going to be worth anything to the Boston Bruins in 2026? No.
In hindsight, no. In hindsight, no, but he was here his whole career and was a future Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm. And that's okay. It's okay that you moved on from that guy.
I get what yours. In reality, Matt, the best situation happened for Marchand and the Bruins.
Yes.
But the fact that that guy had to go into the final year of his deal and, like, be disrespected and, like, play with a crap bunch of group, like, they stopped. They were awful.
Terrible.
And then he's injured, gets traded for him. The team believes in him. He comes back and he's made an impact. Like, he could win Conn Smythe.
He's been really good.
Like, think about this.
I know.
This isn't a shot at the Bruins for trading Marchand conversation. It's they started the season. They thought that he was going to be a part of their future. It was a total misdiagnosis.
Oh, they're completely out of touch.
I'm trying to find it.
No, you're right.
I'm trying to give you like
miscalculation.
Calculation. There you go. Like, his $6.75 million at the beginning of the year probably wasn't what it was worth at the trade deadline.
No.
Especially for the Panthers.
No.
And because they said they got offers, they just wanted the first-round pick.
They did the right thing with that.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like they stumbled into it, but they did.
Like they ran into a home run. You know, they just ran into it.
Yeah, it's a hanging 84-mile-an-hour slider to Trevor Story. Even he can hit those out.
Can you believe that the Boston Bruins?
No.
That's how they started their year. And the fall guy is Swayman. Because he wasn't ready. He wasn't in shape. He went into business for himself. The team also went into business for Swayman. Like, that was the horse they bet on. You know?
Just like the horsies.
Oh, I watched some of the horsies yesterday. I got a thought on that coming up in a little bit, though.
Can you just make more horse sounds? For the
When I did the over-under show on Saturday mornings, I used to do the... Do you know where it was yesterday?
Saratoga.
Oh, love Saratoga.
Saratoga's great, isn't it?
Oh. I don't know how I didn't calculate that this weekend. But from what I heard, it was rainy. It was muggy out. It was a long day at the track from what I heard.
I'm sure. Did a mutter win?
Well, a mutter's mutter. I don't know.
Mutter was a mutter. Father was a mutter.
So, actually, I was going to do this a little bit later, but since you've asked, it was gonna be a showdown. It was journalism versus sovereignty. The winner of the Kentucky Derby versus the winner of the Preakness. For all the marbles in Saratoga, New York. And the third place horse, which is owned by Bob Baffert, who, you know his stories.
Oh, yes. Cheated and then said it was cancel culture.
Yes.
It was the reason why he was putting all those drugs in those horses.
His horse was in the lead for the whole race. And everyone's like, oh, man, is Bob Baffert's horse going to win? And I had Simon Bray on from FanDuel this week, who is they do a lot of. He was a trainer first, and he goes, "Oh, sovereignty." And I go, "What do you mean? Why? Why sovereignty?" He goes, "Well, Joe, the Belmont, a little bit longer of a track, but now this is a 0.25 shorter. So he goes, despite that, the late charge from sovereignty will be the difference in the race." And dude, he nailed it. Sovereignty came from like 12th behind and came away with the win, but it was a duel. Journalism, sovereignty. It was like, the Clemens, Pedro, Fenway. You know what I mean? It was
Sunday Night Baseball.
That's the way they hyped it up. Sovereignty won by at the end. But that's what I'm saying. If it was a longer track, Sovereignty would have won clearly.
Yep.
Because, so. Anyways, there's your horse.
What did Sovereignty sound like when he or she won?
I love horses. I'm still waiting for a horse to be named Buttercup or Butterstuff.
Should buy one. Make
Butternuts.
it happen. Butternuts.
Did you ever see Half Baked, Matt?
I have not seen Half Baked.
All right, well.
I mean, I've seen clips from it.
Yeah.
Bob Saget.
Yeah, there you go.
Tremendous.
Do you want to know the plot?
I don't know the plot.
Okay, there's a janitor, or custodian.
Mm-hmm.
Custodian,
Dave
janitor.
Chappelle.
Yeah, there you go, Jeff. His name is Thurgood Jenkins, played by Dave Chappelle. He has roommates. Jim Brewer.
Yeah.
Cuban B, I forget his name. And who's the guy who gets arrested? Why can't I remember his
Kenny.
name? Kenny. So Kenny basically is like, who's on Munchies tonight? The four of them, you know? They're all smoking weed, watching movies or cartoons. And so Kenny is on Munchies duty. And he goes, if I'm not back, somebody call the cops. Like he was being funny. So they're like, hey, what do you guys want? And he lets give me some water,
sour cream,
some cream,
onion
and
chips, man.
and some Funyuns.
Water, whole lot of water.
Yeah. And so he goes, okay. And then he goes to the store and he gets a pizza and then he gets everything. And when he goes outside, he sees a horse, cop horse. And he just starts feeding. Oh, you like popcorn? And he starts feeding the horse popcorn.
Makes your teeth go pop,
like,
poppity pop.
pop. And then, the horse farts and then falls and dies.
Well, it's because he gave him sugar and the horse is a diabetic.
The horse was a diabetic. There you go. The horse, officer down, officer down.
You're a cop killer.
And I think that was Ernest Goes to Jail, one of the cops. Ernest, I think so. Anyways, Kenny went to jail for feeding a horse that was a diabetic, is the plot of the movie. And they have to find a way to get him out of jail. So what do? Well, Thurgood works at a place that's a
Pharmaceutical company.
A pharmaceutical company with marijuana. And so they come up with multiple ideas of how they can get money. And they say, let's get some weed, man. Let's sell that weed. And then finally they were like, why don't we sell the weed, man? And so they sell the weed. And, well, Kenny wasn't freed. But he met some people in jail.
Mr. Nice Guy.
There was a guy that wanted to name Nasty Nate. That, you know.
Yeah.
Then the Squirrel Master came out of left field.
Squirrel Master helped out. The Squirrel Master is Tommy Chong. And he had it was kind of like Brooksy. Remember Brooks in Shawshank, who had the bird?
Right, yeah.
He had the squirrel in his pocket.
Brooks was here.
And then he meets a woman named Mary Jane.
Because, of course.
In jail. Because her dad was in jail. And then he meets Mary Jane and doesn't want to tell him that he smokes weed.
I thought that was an excellent 3-minute synopsis.
How did it end?
Well, don't spoil the ending.
Oh, what? Well, do you want me to tell? No, okay.
I want to watch it. I don't.
You do need to see this movie. It's a great one.
I know. I do. It's a character flaw. A hand up. Not a good moment for me. Haven't seen it. I will see it. Don't spoil the ending. I'm in.
It's a love story.
Anything with Chappelle, I'm in.
It's a love story. It really is. Just like Rocky's a love story.
The world is a love story, Joe.
Baseball is a love story. From what
So romantic.
Wrestling is a love story. So on our televisions, we have a game of bags up there, cornhole. And
French
we have
Open final.
tennis on the other. So, real quick, this Alcaraz kid, how old is he?
He's like 23, I think.
So when I think of young athletes, right? Caitlin Clark's 23.
Yep.
How old is Yamal? Lamine Yamal? Is he 18, 17? What the hell is his
Somewhere.
age? I think there's a lot of young next generation athletes coming up. This is a random story for another day, but like Connor Bedard in hockey. Can he get to that point? I don't know. But there are a lot of young athletes, Matt, that I think, what about Nelly Korda in golf, right?
Yep.
I'm just trying.
She's a little bit. I mean, she's a little older at this
Maybe.
point, more established.
Maybe.
But she's the best in the world, and you could argue that Alcaraz is the best in the world, or certainly right up there.
I hope Wembanyama's back to strength. But I just wanted to make mention that I think sports with these young players is in good hands.
Tennis is in good hands with Alcaraz and Coco on the women's side.
I'm in love with the Coco. All right, well, we're late.
What are you going to do?
So you're all right with the Marchand stuff? You're good?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
But can we question the way they handled it?
Yeah,
But you like the way they handled the Martians.
No, I'm not saying I like the way they handled the Marchand stuff at the beginning. I'm happy with the result as a Bruins fan, getting a first-round pick for a guy who was not going to do this here because he wasn't, because your team sucks. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't like everything that led up to it, though. Result ended up being okay for the Bruins, and I'm not going to complain about that.
All right, well, thank you for everybody who's telling me about Kenny from Half Baked, who is played by Harlan Williams, for those that want to know. All right, we'll go to break. He's Matt McCarthy. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
But
He did wonders for those kids' self-esteem.
That's right. So they went to a club one night, Matt, and they gave everybody samples of weed, and all of a sudden they're all just flying up in the sky because they're all so high. And they're all like, man, this is the greatest of all time. So their phones started ringing. They had business cards in the back. Call us for the weed. And that's how they made their money to try to get Kenny out of jail.
Could you make a serious question right now? Year 2025. Is there demand for a stoner movie like Half Baked?
I would think so, yeah.
When was the last stoner movie made, though?
Okay, so I don't know, but like Grandma's Boy was awesome.
Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express was really good.
15 years ago, at least?
You might be right about that. Have I watched anything of late? Those stoner movies. Here we go. How High was like 20 years ago, right? Harold and Kumar was probably 20 years ago. Man.
Think about it, though. The world has changed. It's more accessible. It's legal.
It's more it's normal. Like it's more like approved, you know?
So as a result, you don't need the stoner movie the way you once did.
Yeah. Like it
society.
used to be like the secret thing you did and didn't tell anybody.
Right. Ooh,
now it's like,
let's go watch the movie about it because they're going to talk about it.
Want to go smoke a joint and go to a Led Zeppelin cover show? Yes.
And you can do that. And that's a good thing.
That's what I did last night.
You went to a Led Zeppelin cover show.
Yes.
How was it?
Okay. My buddy Barry said, hey, I need someone. I want to go to the show. And I said, are you in the mood for a melody, which is a Robert Plant song? And he goes, I want to go. I can't find anybody. Do you want to go? And I said, you know what? Let's go. So I went over to his house. We watched the Kentucky Derby.
The Belmont.
Sorry. Yes. At Saratoga. Horses. I was just mixing them all together.
You smoked something. We had a flashback to the Kentucky Derby.
That's right.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we saw the finish, and then I took an Uber, and I ended up at the Wilbur, and then we watched Get the Let Out. Let the Let Out? Get the Let Out? Yes, Get the Let Out. And they were very good. And I sat in the Wilbur. Have you sat at the Wilbur?
I have.
A little bit bigger seating than grandstands at Fenway.
Necessary.
You and I have sat next to each other at Fenway before.
Fenway. I don't know how we did that.
I don't either.
To be honest, Joe.
But this here, with nobody sitting next to me, I fit. If somebody was sitting next to me, it would have been a problem. But yes, and now my knees feel like today I caught 9 innings last night. I feel like Tony Pena. My knees are killing me. But yes, that's what I did last night.
Sounds like a great night.
And you know what? It was great. I had Dumpling Daughter, if you know them.
I do.
We ate some dumplings. We had bao buns. You ever had a bao bun?
I have. Kendra, big into bao buns.
Yes.
She has talked about making bao buns.
So I did that last night.
Sounds like a hell of a night.
And I will say this. I've seen Wayne's World many, many, many times. And, you know, when he wants to buy the guitar, but he tries to play Stairway, and it says, no Stairway, denied. Have you ever seen someone perform Stairway to Heaven?
Like in concert or in my living room with my friends?
Not that. Because, my friends and I, we never would play Stairway.
Yeah,
I played a lot. You got 2 guitars here. We can get it going right now if you want.
You don't want to hear me play Stairway, Joe. You don't.
I don't want to hear. No. Stairway is denied.
Yeah,
but another band trying to play Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, I've never heard
thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm sure. Sure, it was good.
Because how many people can pull it off?
Right. You don't hear the cover band do it in the bar. You hear your buddy do it in the living room when he breaks out his guitar. And you're like, dude, can you play anything else besides Stairway? No Stairway.
Yes.
But you're right, like the full-blown band. How many pieces in the band?
So that's the funny thing about this band. They needed 3 people to play guitar to just basically emulate one man, Jimmy Page.
Yeah, well, and Stairway, too. I mean, that is...
And they had the organ.
Right.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Keys.
They had 7 people in the band.
It's a big sound.
I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did.
And they're posted somewhere. If you know what, shout out to that band though, because it was about the music. It wasn't about looking like them. and that's what I like.
That I don't want to. If I see a cover band, and honestly, I'm trying to think if I've gone and seen a cover band. Oh yeah, I've seen like a Van Morrison cover act and all that.
I've gone to like Sublime cover bands and
don't dress like the band.
Yeah, like a Billy Joel cover band.
Yeah,
Are they going to dress like Billy Joel and have Uptown Girls and stuff like that?
No, just
like in
I don't.
They only do 80s Joel.
But they did dress like it though, right? See, like we were saying, like if there was a Kiss cover band, do you want the gimmick?
No, I don't.
So wait, no. If there's a Kiss cover band, I need the masks.
Okay, but
by the way, do you know Nick Jonas is playing Paul Stanley in the movie for the Kiss?
I did
movie?
not.
I don't know if I was in on that, by the way, on the In or Out segment this week. No. If Kiss is coming out, I want people in masks.
I don't want to crap all over Kiss because I think you're a Kiss fan. Does it matter if it's really Kiss or not Kiss?
No.
Just go out there and
you're right.
Wear the getup.
If I was an Alice in Chains cover band, I'm not dressing up like Alice in Chains.
But Kiss is a different thing.
Yes,
like
they're a gimmick.
Not to crap on you. Is it really about the music? Because the music isn't that good. It's the Kiss thing, right? It's not a very good joke. I think I angered him.
No. I'm not angered. Okay, you know people love Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Kiss Club, too.
There is.
No, do you know
I know.
Their memorabilia is worth big money.
I know.
And by the way, Gene Simmons, I think, collects a lot of it.
And then sells it?
I don't know if he sells it. Gene's a very interesting man. I used to watch his show, Married a Playmate. Did you know that?
I did. Good to be a rock star.
Andy Ferg's on the line. He has a big.
Hi, Joe.
You have a big event today. What do you got?
We are doing Ferg Fest 2.0, a.k.a. Bites and Brews, at True North Ales in Ipswich.
That place is really nice. I've been there.
It's
right
a
near Woodman's.
sweet location for right near Woodman's. It's a sweet location, outdoor, indoor stuff. We have two bands. The Big Old Dirty Bucket playing funk. We got Brendan Ahern doing some folk music outside. 4 food trucks. We have the Beefy Boys, Joe. You're going to love them.
I know them.
We have Riverview Pizza, which is the North Shore's version of bar pizza.
Yep.
We have the Cookie Monster food truck, which is cookie sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
And we have the Big Pig Barbecue, which has a residency at that spot. So today...
I knew the owner of Big Pig, and he used to have brisket in his trunk, and I would eat it in Cambridge.
It's good.
Yes.
Their ribs are the best around. Today at 7 at True North Ales in Ipswich. Big party, live music, food trucks, $10 cover, just to cover the costs of the bands and such. But it's going to be an amazing day.
Ferg Fest in Ipswich.
Ferg Fest in Ipswich today from 3 to 7. Also, Half Baked will be of all time.
All right, thank you, Andy. And your phone got a little scratchy there.
Can I touch on something?
Please.
North Shore Bar Pizza. Joe, you're a bar pizza guy.
I'm sorry. What did you say? North Shore Bar Pizza?
That's what, yeah.
North Shore Bar Pizza to me is Tripoli's or Christie's.
So
Jeff?
beach pizza.
Jeff, right?
Yep.
Yes. So real North Shore Pizza is that Salisbury Beach.
Yep.
Which one are you going to choose? Piece of pizza with a cheese on it. And it's called beach pizza. So North Shore Pizza is beach pizza. South Shore Bar Pizza is South Shore Bar Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
North Shore Pizza? Don't know what that is.
It's their version of bar pizza.
So Riverview in Ipswich is a very good pizza joint. Bar pizza. But they want to be known as the North Shore.
They do.
Bar pizza.
But bar pizza, as a South Shore guy, that's a South Shore thing.
Here's my take on bar pizza.
You keep your clams up north.
Yes.
And your bar pizza down south.
And if you want a triple beef 3-way,
you go north.
You go north.
Not going
you
south.
Want fried clams,
you go north.
You go north.
You want bar pizza?
You want bar pizza.
You go south.
You want warm water. You go south.
You want sharks?
You go south.
South.
If you want to just look at the ocean and not go in it, the Cape. South.
I don't go in the ocean.
Oh, I love the ocean. But here's the deal. I live 15 minutes from Nahant Beach, right? And, my only thing is it's very cold. When I go to Gloucester, it's colder. When I keep going up north, it's getting colder.
That's how that works.
So I prefer my water warm.
Got to go south.
I got to go south, but I live north, so it's 2 hours. Well,
it's a lot of dedication.
I love the Cape.
Cape's great.
I grew up going to the Cape, but I will tell you this. If you're a Caper, you got to give the North Shore a try. I'm telling you, the Gloucester beaches are some of the best beaches out there. Plum Island is spectacular. There are some hurdles late in the summer, midsummer, like greenheads and things to that degree. But I'll take the greenheads over the sharks. Actually, I don't know. This would be a great.
I'll take the sharks over the greenheads.
No, let's do this.
All right. Other side?
This or that, yes. Other side. We're only going to do this for a segment because we're having fun with it now. It's not this or that. It's either or.
Right.
Greenheads or sharks.
So essentially it's going south, but dealing with sharks, going north and dealing with greenheads.
Yep.
I got an answer for you.
I do too. And mine's
the right answer.
I think mine is too. So we'll do that next if you want, here on the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way.
Back here on 98.5 The Sports. You know what this is?
Refresh my memory,
What's
Joe.
up? It's a wrestler. Hey, if you don't know, he's probably a wrestler. Our Truth Ron Killings last week got let go by WWE. Last night came back and interrupted John Cena's match. And he went from our Truth to Ron Killings. His real name is Ron Killings.
I tell you, I've been watching wrestling a long time. There's not much that gets me and my 40-plus-year-old friends going. When he unveiled his mask, we exploded.
Yeah, they got you.
They definitely did.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
Or I'm sorry that happened, whichever one.
Now, Matt, it was also announced that WrestleMania is going to be in Vegas again next year.
Again, congratulations, or I'm sorry that happened to you.
I don't think I have the energy to go again.
How many days did you do in Vegas, Joe? Too many?
The point is this: Vegas always wins. Now, this has nothing to, whether it's financially at the table, whether it's your soul.
Are you just realizing this now? Joe,
do you know what
how
it is?
old are you?
It's kind of like, you're right, I'm 43, but it's kind of like fighting the tide. You can't fight the tide, right?
No.
That's at least something that I've given into. You can't fight the tide. Vegas, sometimes I try to fight it. I've gone before where I was victorious, but then I came home and got mono. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've faced mono. I have faced Vegas multiple times. I've had good, bad, but then it's the Vegas flu after. Vegas always wins. Always.
No matter what. It gets you.
Again, soul, financially, health, it's going to get you. It's a fact.
And it's taken this long for you to realize?
Well,
I spent 24 hours in Vegas. Had a great time for 8 of them. Couldn't wait to get the hell out of there.
So I think Jay Stu was like that too. I think he loved the matches and everything like that, but everything else that was going on. It is one of those things where, like, you see the lights and you're just floating.
There's no place like it.
It's like, and everything looks so close. It's not.
Oh, it's so far away. I found that out 2 a.m. Oh, we got it. Now there's an In-N-Out right down there. Yeah. We're good. 35 minutes later, I mean, it's worth it for In-N-Out, obviously.
Yeah, I was unimpressed.
By In-N-Out? Joe.
Yeah. I mean,
the food guy at the station?
I am telling you.
Out on In-N-Out?
Nope, no, I'm not out. I just think that it's overrated. Now, those
awful take.
Here's the deal.
That's a bad take right there.
Absolutely. But the thing is, though, I get it, because the first time I had In-N-Out, I was kind of like that, too. The second time I had it, I'm like, I get it now.
Let me guess. Fries well done?
Oh, yeah.
Fries well done, Joe. Fries well done.
Here's my take. If you don't know about animal, like the animal fries
style,
it's gonna be mid. So really, if you're gonna do In-N-Out, you have to get animal version.
You have to go with a guide.
You can't. Yes, exactly.
Just go with someone who knows.
So,
like everything.
Although I enjoyed it, I ate it. I prefer Five Guys. So
I can't look at you right now.
That's fine. Well, listen. You know, when it comes,
I can't believe Joe Murray just had a bad food take.
Well, listen, I don't think it's a bad take.
This is like finding out your God is a lie.
No,
Joe Murray having a bad food take?
I don't think it's about bad take because you can't judge anybody on their feelings.
I'm judging you on your feelings right now.
My feelings are Five Guys over In-N-Out.
And you may feel that, and those are bad feelings. Bad Joe. Bad.
Okay. They didn't put lettuce on my stuff, which was good. I have to give them that. So wait, what? But again, Matt, you and I having food discussions. There are things you don't eat that I love. There are things you eat that I don't love. So I think you and I might never agree on food. Now we could go to Ipswich and get some clams and enjoy it.
That sounds like a time.
We could go to the Cape, go to my place, Fisherman's View, my good friend Rob over there, and we could have a day of it. It'd be great, and we could get lobster rolls or anything, that is South Shore-ish. The question that we talked about before the break was, would you prefer North Shore with the greenheads or South Shore with the Sharks?
This is easy. South Shore.
The answer is the South Shore and the Sharks.
Sharks. Shark doesn't come onto land, Joe. I don't go into the Shark's home. The Shark does not come into my home. Meanwhile, the Greenhead coming into my home. Can't avoid him. Out on the Greenheads.
The Greenhead
out on the North Shore.
Is the worst creation ever. They're not flies. They're not bees. They're the hybrid.
If a fly and a bee got together,
yes,
they would have a Greenhead.
They don't sting you with a stinger. They bite you with their teeth. And they make you bleed. And then they leave these bump marks that don't go away, that become itchy. And they're there. They're huge. And you can't get away from them. You can go in the water. They're waiting for you when you get back up. You could be trying to leave, and they'll hammer your windshield. The Greenhead is horrible. So therefore, when I go to the Cape, I'm going in the water knowing I'm going into the home of the beast. And if something happens, it's on me.
It is. Yep, totally.
And the water's warmer, and it's a beautiful place. So give me the shark over the... Go think about that, right? This huge thing with teeth.
Could rip you limb from limb. When really it doesn't want to. It's going to do a little test bite. It's just going to eat half of your ass. Like the poor guy off of Truro a few years ago.
Yep.
Went in with one full ass, came out with only half an ass. Because it's just a little nibble, little test bite. Might bleed out on the beach. But you're right. That's a better approach. That's a better result than those Greenheads. Those things are vicious. Those things want to hurt you. The shark just thinks you're a seal.
Yeah.
And then once he finds out you're not a seal, chances are he's not biting you again. The Greenhead?
You're right.
They're coming back for more, Joe.
The Greenhead
they don't stop.
wants your blood. They're out for blood. By the way, this brings up something else. I'm a big man. Sometimes a little insect scares me. I can fully admit that even though I'm bigger, I'm scared of that. So I would rather take on the shark than take on the Greenhead.
I mean, think about it. The insect can kill you. There are insects that can kill you. The shark can, but it probably doesn't want to. The insect wants to kill you. The insect carries disease. Mosquitoes? You want Triple E, Joe?
No.
I don't.
No.
Out.
So that's where we bring up the lakes, where you were last night.
Yeah, you got the mosquitoes there.
Now,
That's
here's
a
the
problem.
deal. The lake, it's dirty. Sometimes it's good just for boating. But there's no greenheads and no sharks.
Give me the lake.
So, do you know what I'm saying?
Give me the lake.
There's no greenhead or shark.
Yep.
There are mosquito.
I can manage the mosquito.
There is probably something that lives, in the water that you don't know about, like, a Jason Voorhees kind of situation. But that's the chance you
What lives
take.
in the lake that we don't know about?
Well, I don't know.
Lakes are far easier. Now, is there something deep in the ocean? Probably.
Oh, yeah.
But a lake? We haven't found Nessie yet, Joe.
I'm telling you right now, though, the lakes can be dangerous.
I'm not saying lakes can't be dangerous. What is more dangerous, the ocean or the lake?
The ocean.
I have a healthy fear of the ocean.
The ocean.
Respect.
There are things about the ocean that we don't even know. There's temperature spots that we've never been to because you can't. You ever watched the Megalongdong movie?
I'm sorry, the what?
The Megalongdong.
The Megalongdong?
Yes.
I have not.
It's a...
Where do I get that?
It's with the rain...
Can I search that on a work computer?
Yes. And it's with the guy from... he's in Fast and the Furious, the Hobbs and Shaw guy.
Is it the guy who died?
Transponding guy. What's that guy's name? What's his name?
Jason Statham.
Thank you. Him. And then the guy that's in office there.
Steve Carell?
No, not him. The other one.
John Krasinski.
Nope. One more.
Oh, Rainn Wilson?
Him.
Yeah.
He's in it.
Dwight Schrute.
Dwight. There you go. I couldn't think of that. He's in that too. But the megalongdong, it's the shark that lives in the cold water. You don't want to mess with it because it's mega.
Does it come up in a Sharknado?
Kind of. You should watch it. They made 2 of them. Remember the Sharknado days?
How could we forget them? Man. Simpler times, Joe. Simpler times.
Plus, like, I did think that Ian Ziering was a spectacular actor in those. Like, I loved that. He was fantastic. Tara Reid as well. She got her arm ate. So, not her lower extremities, just her arm.
Just the arm, though.
Yeah.
Just the arm.
Dean's in Shrewsbury. Dean?
Hey, I think that the Bruins played the Marchand thing completely right. Part of the reason he's going off right now is he's on the third line. A third line guy isn't worth like $7.5 million, even though he's probably the best third liner there is in hockey. They got a first round pick for him. They have enough cap space that they can go after Mitch Marner this free agency period, or go after somebody like Eichel and McDavid if they keep the powder dry. Now, I don't trust them with cap space, but I still think, at least in terms of this move in the basket, they did the right thing.
All right, Dean. I'm going to just bend the knee to you guys because I'm not going to... It's hard for me to sit here and think that a Hall of Famer had to go through the last year of his contract, get disrespected all year long, suck, and then like, hey, we're going to trade you when he didn't want to get traded at all. Whatever. We did have a food expert text us. Have you looked at your phone?
Second.
Someone who might have a sandwich named after him.
That, you want to talk about the pinnacle of our society. The highest honor a nation can give. It is not the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It is having a sandwich named after you at a restaurant.
It's like the Curb episode where Larry gets the sandwich named after him.
Yeah. Yes. No, Matt, I think you should talk even more highly about this. I would love something named after me.
I can't believe you haven't had a sandwich named after you, Joe.
Friends of mine from where I grew up, Ron's the Bowling Alley. They have 2 locations, Hyde Park and Dedham. They have asked me if I wanted to have an ice cream flavor, what would I have? And I have given it to them, and we've had discussions.
It hasn't happened yet?
Not yet.
We just need to name Hyde Park after you.
Well, I would say that there are others that belong on that list. Mayor Menino, Manny Del Carmen,
my dad,
Maura Tierney. She was on the show ER. ER. She was in Liar Liar. She was in The Office as well, and she was. What was she just in that was really good? She was my neighbor. I grew up with her brothers. And she's way. There's some I have great friends, the Bellows, who are singers. They're fantastic family. I don't know who else is from Hyde Park, but the movie Glory, if you ever saw that with Denzel Washington and Matthew Broderick, was about the army that resided there or had
the Irish Brigade.
No. The movie Glory was okay. They were the front line. And there's a big... Not much else. I don't know what else is going on in Hyde Park these days. I haven't been over there in a while.
I got to get a sandwich named after you.
Well, they got a place called Tuto that is...
Make it happen.
When I walk into Lambert's, though, they know who I am, and I like that.
Of course they know who you are.
When I walked into Bob's Deli the other day.
Everybody, I mean, walking into a restaurant like you, with you, is like walking into, I don't know, it's like walking off the tarmac with the Beatles in 63.
You know what would be fun? You know what would be fun, Matt? Because I did it with Skaz and Tucker, our old friend Tucker. We went to the Phantom Fest together, the 3 of us. And it was fun. So maybe Dan Endelman, if they're on that, Dan, we got to get Matt McCarthy. We got to teach him about food, because what did our expert tell us? I'm sorry to cut that off.
That In-N-Out is...
The expert was Jim Murray, everybody, who has a sandwich named after him.
In-N-Out, wildly overrated. It's a bad take. I don't know what to tell you.
So you have two Murrays.
Yep.
One man with an honor.
It's collusion.
I'm in.
No, really.
A man with an honor. I'm just a guy who likes to eat. Right? I'm just a guy who likes to eat. Jim is an honorable member of society.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's overrated.
A member of the Illuminati at this point. You get a sandwich named after you? That's my dream. That's my dream. Like, I could die a happy man. Somebody named any sandwich after me, so long as it doesn't have.
I feel like there's a McCarthy place that needs to have a McCarthy, like a McCarthy burger.
Are you suggesting that there may be a restaurant owned by somebody named McCarthy in the greater Boston area? Probably.
Pretty sure there is.
Pretty sure.
I actually know a few. I know we're late, which it's Sunday. Did you have a local watering hole growing up? Like where all your friends went? Was it like a local hangout?
Yeah, anywhere
like
downtown.
Carver has a downtown?
No. Well, yes, but I didn't want to go there. Anywhere downtown Plymouth.
So, like, what would be like a Matt McCarthy? Where would I see Matt McCarthy on a Friday or Saturday night?
Friday, Saturday night, you would see me at San Diego's eating those chips and having those drinks in a boot.
Oh.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Mine was Doyle's in Jamaica Plain. It's just the local watering hole. Yeah. You can get a pizza till 1 a.m. Easy parking.
The best.
It's just there's nothing like that anymore. Where you can just plant your ass for 8 hours.
No, there are very, very many places you can do that, Joe.
There are many?
Yeah. It's called a restaurant.
Nah, it's not like the one. It's like Cheers, you know? It's like that spot where you go into and everyone knows you're going to be there. Mine was Doyle's. I miss it every day. I still think about Doyle's. I still think about the pizza late night. The beer on tap was the best. Sam Adams was across the street. They never ran out of beer.
And you tried.
Damn right. All right, we got to go to break. He's Matt McCarthy. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
o'clock here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Matt McCarthy is here. Jeff Williams is here. I'm Joe Murray. And Hooch checking in. The McCarthy Sando has to be served on a sub roll because of his tall frame. Packed with hot pastrami, slow cooked, melted Swiss slaw, maybe a little bit of Russian dressing.
Oh.
On a Reuben. Salty and Irish.
In. Now, there's a man who's put some thought into it. I don't know if I initially would have gone pastrami. I like pastrami, but it's not like the first thing I order. But like, you put all that together, that's a sandwich there.
You are a man I've known to eat a sandwich.
I enjoy a sandwich.
What is that, Jimmy John's, or that order normally?
I love a good like tuna salad. Do love a good tuna salad. Corned beef.
So I was going to say, he said pastrami.
Corned beef.
But I didn't want to
no
go too Irish.
No. Go too Irish, Joe. Take a look at me.
I mean, try to
Murray,
be fair.
McCarthy, yes. No, I would replace the pastrami with the corned beef.
Okay.
I love corned beef.
I don't like the smell of it, but I'll eat it, definitely.
I love the smell of it, too.
It's the cabbage, I think, is what I don't like the smell of.
Yeah, no, I can take or leave the cabbage.
Like I used to go to the Quorum pub on St. Patrick's Day every once in a while, and I'd leave to go back to Doyle's because of the smell. It smelled like cabbage.
Yeah, no. Out on cabbage. Corned beef.
Again, I grew up in Boston, so St. Patrick's Day was like where are we getting drunk today?
You don't say.
It wasn't, what are we doing for St. Patrick's Day?
No, where are we getting?
Where are we getting drunk and not driving and being debaucherous all day? Which is where I went with Doyle's, and that's what Chris in Worcester wants to talk about.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, thanks for the memory because, I started in the Longwood medical area, went to college at Wentworth, but I worked at a hospital in the Longwood medical area since 1990 now. And my old boss, God rest his soul, lived in Jamaica Plain, and we would go to Doyle's on a Friday night. We just loved a cheeseburger and a fry, and we'd have a few beers and just talk about work and all that. It was a great memory, sir, and I agree. You always do it to me. You bring up stuff that really shakes my rattle. It's awesome. Doyle's it was good. I loved it, and I miss those watering holes because now I live in Worcester and drive to Boston every day. And there used to be the Blarney Stone on Clark
Irish Times, right?
It was the Blarney Stone.
I know.
Yeah, it was right on.
We had a Blarney in Dorchester out here that was great. It closed at 1, and then we could go to the Emerald Isle next door till 2, and then the pizza joint's 5-star was open till 3.
Well, in Worcester, it did close at 2, but now it's like full bar, and it just stinks. It's no way. It's nothing. But anyway, because I love playing Keno and all that crap.
This is a compliment to you. You sound like every Keno player I've ever met.
Yeah, that's definitely, Keno junkie.
Thanks, Chris. I'm sorry to cut you off. You know what? I might start. I'm going to think of a segment. That guy said something that really shakes my rattle.
Yeah. Who doesn't love getting their rattle shook?
And that almost made me, those knee slappers or belly laughers.
Yeah.
That one,
it's a good one.
That one got me. Really, you really
shake my rattle.
Has anyone ever said that to you?
No. But now that's all I want to hear. Hey, babe, you really shake my rattle.
Paulie's in the truck. Paulie.
Joe, hold on. Let me take you off speaker.
It sounded good there, Paulie.
Hey, Joe, sorry about that. Thanks for waiting. You got me?
I got you, bro. How you doing?
You hear me now?
I got you. How you doing?
All right, brother. Hey, listen, I'm on a job in Hyde Park right now, and I was just talking for a while, and he told me to say hi to you, one of your old teammates at Trinity Catholic in Newton, Jimmy Hurley.
Yes.
He said you were a hell of a right. He just pulled away. I was going to put him. He just took his grandmother out of here. I'm planting some rose bushes next door. I work for his grandmother, too.
The old man or the son?
The son, guy, your teammate.
Yes.
Yeah, he said you were a hell of a right tackle for Trinity Catholic in Newton.
That's damn right.
And you played both sides of the line like him. You played both sides of the ball, and you guys moved all around the defense.
So
side of the
Jimmy's
ball.
one of my best friends. Yes, he knows me very well. I was with him.
He's a solid man. Yeah,
That's my
his
boy.
uncle is good. God rest his soul, is a good friend of mine. I
Paulie,
worked for his
you and
grandmother.
I. By the way, I hope you know this. You and I haven't spoken about this. I know who you are. I know your family. Like your people are my people.
This is the most Boston conversation.
What are you talking about? Where? When?
We know the same people. The guy you just mentioned, I am like very, 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 very close with.
Yeah, I would imagine, because I said, well, how many is from Hyde Park went over there to play? He said, well, there was a few of us.
Yes.
I said, but it was a small group, though, so you guys must have been really tight. He goes, oh, yeah. He told me to tell you to say hi.
Still crazy after all these years.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now I have to text Jimmy. You met Paulie? Sorry. I know Paulie had a take, but this clock thing I've been not great with today. And I don't.
No, you don't say.
And I don't want to shake anyone's rattle.
That's a good term, Joe. That's not.
No, I think I'm making it a segment.
Yeah. Get like a sound effect.
Yeah, like something that will shake your rattle.
What, you got a rattle around here?
No, just like
all the crap we have in the studio. We don't have a rattle around here.
Like, for example, Sydney Sweeney's bathwater has been sold.
Yeah. Does that shake
your rattle?
Does not.
Okay.
Not into bathwater.
Okay.
Out.
Can I give you one?
Sure.
What do you think about lists? Does a list shake your rattle?
Definitely shakes my rattle.
Top 10 NBA players. Do you mind if I go over a list with you?
Go for it.
Let's go on the other side. Matt McCarthy, we're going to shake your rattle next on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Zone. So, In-N-Out Burger is mid.
What a horrible take.
Doyle's rules.
Yep. As do the O'Doyles.
O'Doyle's. That's right. Shark over Greenhead.
Yep, definitely. Any day of the week. Give me the Shark.
We are bending the knee to the Brad Marchand. Bruins handled it right in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all rooting for Marchand?
Yeah. I'm rooting for myself, Joe. I am. I'm rooting for me. I just want a good series. And it's been amazing. It's been incredible. Tremendous series.
I think the Pacers series in Game 1, there'll be Game 2 tonight. If I may just give a take quickly, because there's a Ringer article I'd like to reference here. But I think that if we're going to if we're going to localize this one, the Oklahoma City Thunder lost to the Pacers in Game 1 after a 17-point lead. Down the stretch, their star player missed 3 straight shots. The Pacers came back from shooting the 3. I feel as though the Oklahoma City Thunder lost in a Celtic fashion. Was it analytics? No. Was it philosophy? Nope. SGA had 38 points. He was a monster. Despite the Pacers having 24 turnovers, they got the final shot and won the game. The Thunder lost like the Celtics lost. They just missed their shots down the stretch. Now, I know on the whole of it, Matt, the Celtics' margin for error was way too thin. But, and I'm comparing the loss to the Thunder. Yep. They missed their shots down the stretch and didn't defend. That's why they lost. They lost to a resilient team and a Halliburton who's a killer, who sucked all game, by the way. My point is, I still think the Oklahoma City Thunder were the better team that night. They lost.
24 turnovers. The other team, and you lose.
Choke.
Yep.
Do you see where I'm comparing this to the Celtics here? Yep. Because in hindsight, watching it from afar, really, they just missed their shots and didn't play D and allowed them to shoot threes. That's the difference.
Are you feeling better about it as a Celtics fan based on what you saw the other night? Is that what you're saying?
No. As someone who led the charge of the Celtics repeat and that they're special, they're not.
No. Oh, no.
They lost. Remember you took off your belt?
Yes. Well, yeah, belt to ass.
You took off your belt.
Yep.
And we were all wrong.
Mm-hmm. The Celtics were supposed to take their belt and place it on the ass of the New York Knicks. It happened the other way.
Yes, it did.
Belt to ass.
I'm wrong. I'm going to take the L. I thought they were special. They're not.
It's honorable of you, Joe. Good for you.
Still think they were the better roster, though.
Oh, than the Knicks?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's not even close.
I still think Oklahoma City's a better roster
than the Pacers.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm learning: coaching matters more in the NBA than it has in forever.
That was my next takeaway.
Since when? Carlisle's a hell of a coach.
I mean, Eric Spoelstra's gotten those crap.
Oh, they're awful.
Those teams sucked. Sorry, those teams sucked. Mike Malone, say what you want. He found a way to get Jokic and Murray to be one of the best duos in the NBA to win a championship. I don't think Steve Kerr's a great coach, but you know what? He knows how to coach those personalities and keep those guys together. Budenholzer won with Giannis. Was it Giannis? Or was it Coach Bud? You know, like, by the way, Toronto. Was it Nick Nurse or was it Kawhi? You know, and Siakam, I guess. These are coaching's mattering again. Mm-hmm. I would say the bubble year, I would throw in as having Anthony Davis and LeBron healthy. That was probably the reason they won.
Bubble year is the bubble year. It's different.
And they beat Miami, where for the Celtics, I don't know if they would have won.
Yeah. But in this day and age in the NBA, where you're going to have 7 straight different champions, there's more parity in this league than there has been in, forever at this point. Coaching matters more now than ever before. So, when you look at the Celtics, did coaching help them or hurt them, Joe?
Hurt. I agree.
No doubt.
I'm with you on this. Rick Carlisle outcoached Daniel the other night.
Yep.
It's mattering. Matt, I actually had this as a topic of discussion.
On the rundown.
It was
that I
there.
have not looked at.
It's fine. Is SGA receiving the same criticism that Tatum received? Although SGA was an MVP, Tatum was not.
No, he's not.
Thank you.
But SGA right now is a better player than Jason Tatum. Right now.
Okay.
And
So,
obviously, you've got the injury, but let's
Matt,
just take this year.
Matt, it's okay.
Let's take this year. I know it's okay.
It's okay to say SGA is better
why
than
I gave
Tatum.
the take. Yep, it's okay. He's better.
I think
he's the MVP.
I think for the most part, it's fact.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean Jason Tatum sucks.
No.
I just think that SGA is, at his position, one of the fastest guards in the league. He gobbled up 38 points tonight against a good defensive team. Like, Neesmith can defend.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys can defend.
Yeah.
38 points. Problem was he couldn't get 40 to win. Like, do they really need him to score 40 to win? Because in that game, they did.
Given the talent disparity that I think we think exists in the series, and that's what Vegas would suggest. I mean, the Pacers were minus 500 coming into the thing to win the series, Joe, which is a plus 500, which is a bet I loved. No, they should not need SGA to go off for 40 every single night. They should not need that.
Well, Jimmy Hurley has checked in. Paulie is his landscaper. His grandmother's landscaper. Anyways, that's the
there you go.
Fall ball. Can I give you the list? Oh,
yeah, please do.
Okay,
that would shake my rattle.
I just had someone else text me about that too. The Ringer, which, as you may know, is a Bill Simmons run website with writers.
It's a publication, an internet publication.
Top 100 rankings NBA. I'm going to leave it to the top 10.
Okay.
Would you agree that Nikola Jokic is the number one player in the world?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
SGA 2?
Sure. Yeah.
Who's 3? Again, this is a list. I'm not asking for Matt McCarthy's list.
Yep.
I'm referencing the.
Then give me the
list.
list.
The Ringer has Giannis 3rd.
Not anymore.
Luka Doncic is 4th.
I'm not a Luka guy.
Okay, so you're not liking this list. 5 is Steph Curry.
Are we talking about how did they define the list? Best player
it's
now?
Defined as right now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean Steph is Steph.
Okay.
He's
Anthony Edwards is 6.
I think he's overrated too.
7 is Tyrese Halliburton.
He's having a moment right now, but Tatum's a better player than him.
This is you being unbiased.
Yeah.
Fair analysis.
Yep.
Okay. 8, Donovan Mitchell.
Tatum is better. I would take Tatum over Mitchell.
Jalen Brunson's 9.
I love Jalen Brunson. I don't think he's a top 10 player in the league.
Okay. So you saw the list. Number 10 is Jason Tatum.
Are they factoring the injury into that?
Do you want to know actually what they said?
What?
Because you're going to love this one. Tell me this isn't a opinionated piece. This is what they wrote about Tatum. The way he processed winning a championship in 2024 by doing a series of impressions of past iconic celebrations, whatever it is, the awe that ought to be attached to a player like Jason Tatum has warped into more of an ick among the general basketball viewing public. Danny Chow of The Ringer.
Little strong, but Tatum hasn't reached his full potential yet. Is that a fair way to say it? What they're saying is that he carried himself like he's an all-time great. And perhaps some Celtics fans treat Tatum like he is that type of level. He's not quite that guy. But he's also not the 10th best player in the league.
Thank you for
I'm sorry. Can we put it in the middle? Is Jason Tatum a top 5 player in the NBA?
As all NBA, yes.
Yeah.
As 4 straight years, do we have to defend that? 4 straight years, he's been top 5.
Yeah. That being said, Jokic 1, SGA MVP 2. Tatum should be 3rd.
Should be.
But he didn't do enough.
Is he the best? Is he the best American player right now in basketball?
He didn't play for Team USA.
So guess who else didn't?
Halliburton.
Do you know Halliburton was voted by his peers as the most overrated player in the league? This is another take I have. Ready? We talked about Jason Tatum having the chip on his shoulder and from everything that happened in the offseason and how he was supposed to be motivated and on the revenge tour and all that. We forgot about Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm. Halliburton, I would take in a big moment over Tatum. But Tatum's a better player.
Matt, agreed.
Yep. And that's the thing that holds Tatum back.
No, but you know what, though? The problem is that regular season-wise, he's top 5 all-time in clutch percentages.
Oh, yeah, but regular season. NBA regular
season, 5 minutes or less. No, but
my ass
but this is what I'm trying to say is there are certain people that should be in Hall of Fames for their work in the playoffs. Kurt Schilling, Julian Edelman, just to name a few. Brad Marchand. What they've done in the biggest games should put them in the Hall of Fame. They're probably Edelman's not a Hall of Famer in my opinion. But what he's done, I'm saying sometimes you have to consider the playoff moments.
Yeah, it's a part of it.
Tatum has game winners in playoffs.
He has some
but here's
very
the deal.
good playoff
The question
moments.
is this. Do the Celtics need a killer? I don't think they do. Do the Pacers need one? I think they do.
Right. The Celtics theoretically don't need a killer because they should be better and more talented than everybody else.
Yes.
However, because of that lack of mindset, they ended up in the position that they were in.
Correct.
If you push them and you challenge them, if you push and challenge the Celtics and you push and challenge Jason Tatum, you might not get what you should get.
But
that's the story.
This is where I go back to the coach. Shooting threes doesn't benefit Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
No. Tatum is not a great three-point shooter. He's not Reggie Miller.
Correct.
He's not Ray Allen. He's not Steph Curry.
Which is why I think it's fair. When people question the philosophy of threes, my question is, why are you shooting so many when your two best players aren't great at it? They're good at it. They're not known for it.
Right. It's one thing if you have Steph and Clay, and you want to set an all-time record for three-point.
The Rockets when they had Harden and Gordon and all those guys.
Yeah, and look at where it got them.
They lost.
Nowhere.
But my point is like you're gonna have to look at the team and say, is this what's best for this talent?
No,
and it's not.
No, not at all.
It's not
at all. But the coach doesn't get it.
So that's why any conversation when it comes to Tatum, how are they playing him? And right now the Celtics are playing Jason Tatum defensively like he's a front court player. They don't have a big, the Celtics. Their big was Jason Tatum. That was their flaw, Matt. This is why it's hard to have a conversation about Tatum because the offense isn't built for him. He makes everybody better, but the three-point philosophy doesn't benefit him or Brown. So when we talk about these other players, you're right. Tyrese Halliburton can have a bad game, get the ball late, make a shot. That's what he's there for. I still don't consider Halliburton a superstar. Do you?
Yeah, I do, because he's the face of a team that's in the NBA Finals. But superstar quality player? Is Tyrese Halliburton a top 10 player in the NBA?
No.
Who's better, Jaylen Brown or Tyrese Halliburton?
I would take Jaylen Brown.
I would take Jaylen Brown, too. But they're there and you're not. So,
hey, want to know what else is funny about this final? The two best players, arguably, both were traded from their original team. SGA traded from the Clippers. How'd that work out?
Yeah, not great.
Actually, this is the Paul George final, if you think about it. He played for the Pacers, played for Oklahoma City. Both got traded for SGA.
They're a more overrated superstar in the last 10 years in the NBA than that guy.
So, I point to James Harden a lot. Although a former MVP, I think Harden at least was good. But is he you want to talk about overrated players? I put Harden up there. But man, Paul George, that guy's collecting a check. He'd rather do podcasts, by the way. Yeah, that's something he's got a problem with.
Not a bad gig if you can get it.
You know what, though? In a way, good for Paul George. He sucks, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. But, hey, listen, can take advantage.
Remember the blueprint years ago? I remember those articles about the blueprint was to get Gordon Hayward and trade for Paul George, but the Pacers GM wouldn't do business with Danny H.
Celtics dodged a lot of bullets back in the day. Kevin Love, Paul George.
I mean, are they happy they kept Miles Turner? How many times was Miles Turner linked to the Celtics? Anyways, I still think so I bet over 5.5 games.
It's a good bet.
Because I don't know.
Pacers are going to win another. No doubt.
Probably.
I think so.
But if the Pacers don't turn the ball over 24 times, they'll have control of the series.
They're a scrappy, well-coached team, and a lot of the games that are played at their pace. He's so good, man. So good. If Rick Carlisle is coaching the Celtics, are they in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, because they're going to be a more defensive team that looks to get the open man instead of shooting the three. Although
understanding the Tatum injury, all that.
Those shooters have a green light, though. Like Neesmith has turned into he came out of the draft. He was the best shooter in the draft, right? That was the talk of him. He's turned into a great shooter. Like Nemhart's not afraid. Those guys were drafted and developed, which is like I know you can say that about the Celtics too. They drafted and developed guys,
yeah, of course.
I think that's how you have to win now. It really is about the trade you make and like Chet Holmgren drafted, the Williams, Jalen, all these guys were drafted. Like Nemhart, they got Siakam.
Yep.
Miles Turner they traded for Halliburton. They traded for Neesmith. They drafted Benedict Mathurin. Like the ratings aren't great though, Matt. I'm sure the Oklahoma City, Indiana markets are outstanding. All right, well we got our Celtics fix. You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
You good?
Well, I wrote a rundown. It's what, 12? Well, this would be the 12:35 segment.
I have no idea where we are. You lost me a while ago, Joe.
So I had rivalry, Red Sox, Roman Anthony, Marchand take Gretzky. We've done that. The Knicks fired their coach. We can always talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knicks.
We did the
Talked
Kentucky
enough
Derby.
about the Knicks.
Oh, the Patriots had some interest in a receiver. You heard about this?
Yeah. Why don't you want to shake my rattle on that coming up next?
On the other side. We'll do that.
A receiver?
Yes.
We talking pink bags?
Well, we can if you want.
It's been in my head all week.
I'm going to talk about 3 receivers. None of them are Stephon Diggs.
All right, let's do it.
Next, here on the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Can you believe that?
I like shows like that. I mean, it is June. Not to say what's going on with the Patriots, but what's going on with the Patriots, Joe?
Well,
we had OTAs.
On Friday, maybe you've heard, but around the league, 2 wide receivers are unhappy. One is Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins. Now, publicly, he hasn't said anything, but there are all these like Instagram or he does these interviews where he's upset with the Dolphins. Then we find out this week that scary Terry McLaurin wants a new deal. Showed up to voluntary OTAs and then left. You know me, I'm going to say cater to the quarterback, right?
Yep.
So Tyreek Hill, I think the best spot for him is Miami with Tua. I think scary Terry, you got to cater to Jaden Daniels. So they're just going, hey, would you trade for Tyreek Hill or Terry McLaurin? Like, duh, I would trade for Terry McLaurin. Tyreek Hill, the Patriots aren't going there. I'm sorry. I don't care how good he is. Now, they might have to settle for a player like him, but I just think that if you're worried about Diggs on a boat, you're going to be worried about Tyreek Hill all the time.
Yes.
You're going to be like up at night worrying about him.
That's not going to happen.
So, yes.
I love McLaurin, but again, it comes down to it. This happens all the time. Why would Washington let him go? Jaden Daniels, young quarterback. The reason you want him is the reason they're going to want him. It's not going to happen.
So, we both agree it's not going to happen.
This stuff happens every summer before camp, Joe. It does. How many times does it end up leading to a trade? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but let's be realistic here. Is Washington going to let him go?
Nope.
No.
Because why?
Because they have a young quarterback.
So, Josh Fowler of ESPN said this week, the Patriots were interested in trading for Rashad Bateman of the Ravens, who was a former first-round pick. He's turned it on. Now, maybe it's because Zay Flowers missed some time and whatever. But that's how they came. Last year, he had 45 catches for almost 800 yards and 9 touchdowns. Big boy. The Patriots were in on it, and the Ravens said, I'll give you an extension. So they basically are going to miss out on a third wide receiver now, which makes the Stephon Diggs situation even more important to keep him, which they said they're going to do this week. And his pink bag of drugs.
That's what happens when you dumpster dive for receivers, and that's what Steph Diggs is. He's coming off an injury. We don't know if he's the same player. He has not stuck around. He's been bouncing around from team to team. Now you know why. And the Patriots have not been serious enough about identifying, either in the draft or via trade, identifying and, more importantly, paying that big-name receiver. So 3 weeks into free agency, a month into free agency, they signed Steph Diggs, who's hurt and is handing out drugs to bikini-clad women on boats.
Whatever you want to do, I don't care. Just don't put it on film. That's all I care about. Don't care about anything else that you do. So anyways, all those talks about the receivers, I know it's a storyline, but it ain't happening. So I think we agree. Nick's in Plymouth. Hello, Nick.
Hey, guys. I look back at the Rams and how they got to 2 Super Bowls, obviously lost one but won the other. Would you mortgage away the next 2 years of some of their draft capital to go out and get Kyle Pitts and McLaurin? Like, I don't think they'd say no to a first or a second for McLaurin and probably less for Kyle Pitts. Like, they gave up a lot to get Stafford, and then they did the same thing next year for Von Miller, if you remember.
I would not.
Not where they're at right now. Talk to me in a year.
Yeah. So this year, to me, Matt, I don't care about the 8.5 wins. I don't care about anything. Be more desirable. Have Drake May. People want to play with Drake May. Have people want to play for Mike Vrabel. Have people want to play alongside Christian Gonzalez. Have people want to play for the Patriots. Because right now, nobody does. So this year is about being desirable. Like to your point, in a year, then you might have to get serious about making some big moves.
Yeah, you're not there yet. Let me see that you're building something because they haven't built anything. So I'm not mortgaging away the future because you don't have a future right now until you actually build it. And hopefully that started with this offseason, Joe. Maybe it did. I hope it did. I believe in Mike Vrabel. I mostly believe in Drake May. I think the defense is better. So, if you start to show signs that you're going to turn it around, let's say they go out and go 8-9 this year, and Drake May looks like the real deal, and he's not turning the ball over like an idiot 2-3 times a game the way he was last year. All right. Now you got something. Now we go. Not yet. I got to see it first. Not coming off a 4-win season. Sorry.
I'm sure.
Where, by the way, Drake May played in one of those games.
Yeah. So we'll hit the clock on time today, but do you know my stance on Josh McDaniels?
Yes, that he's suspect.
Well, I said the jury was out, but if you want to call it suspect,
I'll use your term. Suspect.
I think Drake May can be good without Josh McDaniels.
Sure, yeah.
So they've been struggling at camp.
Mm-hmm.
The offense, because they're implementing the new offense.
Yep.
You know what no one's spoken about? Stephon Diggs and Josh McDaniels. That's just going to work. That's just going to work. Because Devontae Adams wasn't happy.
No.
He benched Brandon Marshall before a playoff game.
Yep.
Or to go to the playoffs, excuse me.
So you're saying Josh McDaniels, the personality is a problem.
What is Stephon Diggs' biggest issue when it comes to his, when people say that he's got character issues, what are his character issues on the field? Who's he yelling at?
The quarterback.
And the offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator.
Has anyone spoken about this?
So what you're saying is, has anybody kind of blamed the offensive coordinator along the way?
No. If Stephon Diggs isn't getting the ball and they suck, how is that relationship going to go?
Oh, not great. Not great.
Dude, the receivers hated. Not New England receivers. Any receiver that was with the Broncos, Rams, or Raiders, except for Mac Hollins because he had 1,000 yards because, he was the only guy that could get open. But they all sucked. That's why Mac Hollins is here, by the way. One day, when Diggs is out there and they can't get him the ball because the line stinks or this or that, who's Diggs yelling at? Is it going to be May? Is that good for Drake May?
No.
Who's going to be the one that's going to have to get in the middle of that?
But you know what? Drake May is going to have to deal with it.
No, that's fine.
He's a big boy.
That's fine.
You're an NFL quarterback.
But who's going to chirp at him? If you tell me Vrabel, fine. But McDaniel's going to.
Yep.
We are going to be blaming McDaniels.
Yeah. And in actuality, Josh McDaniels isn't going to deserve some of the blame that he's going to get.
Yes.
You know what, Joe? We overrate the offensive coordinator thing, and we have for years.
That's what makes them suspect. All of them. I can't wait for Diggs to blow up on McDaniels. Waiting for the day. Oh, yeah. Sign me up for that. Remember when O'Brien yelled at Brady? How'd that work out?
Good for us. That team didn't do enough, but yeah, good for us.
Who would you rather listen to, Tom Brady or Bill O'Brien?
Oh, Tom Brady. Yeah.
Okay, just want to.
Yeah, just.
Because I don't know another team that wanted to hire Josh McDaniels.
O'Brien was right in that argument, but I would rather listen to Brady. No, McDaniels comes with major question marks. That being said, he's coached quarterbacks for a long time.
Just unsuccessfully without Brady and Belichick.
He was a disaster as a head coach. But if this does not work
Cutler for a bag of balls.
If this does not work out, everybody's going to blame McDaniels and nobody's going to blame Drake May, and that's wrong.
Oh, so you mean to tell me they're catering to Drake May?
I think you're arguing that they're not catering enough to Drake May.
Okay, then. See, Matt, this is why I like working with you. Well, can we do this? We're on tomorrow, right?
Yeah. 2:00?
Write that one down.
I'll be fresh off the golf course. Be ready to go.
Drake May. Oh, you're going to the golf tournament?
I'm playing.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
I brought a sponsor to the damn golf tournament. Atomic Coffee will be there tomorrow, my good friends. No one's actually even spoken to me about the golf tournament. So you're actually playing in the game?
I am. And you know how I found out? They texted me and they said, hey, can you work with Joe at 2 o'clock after you're off the course? I said, I guess I'm golfing. Great.
By the way, on the Sports Blast with Joey Murr years ago, the Brook Meadow Country Club was one of my sponsors.
Love Brook Meadow.
Love the family
It's
over there.
Great.
How
Love the course.
How did I not get an invite?
I don't know. Joe, I don't know how I got an invite, but I did. And I said, yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So if I texted you tomorrow and said, hey, Matt, not coming in today.
Maybe I'd just stay at the course. Maybe I'm not either.
We'll let Majore host.
Yeah, why not? Be a fun day tomorrow.
I'm just trying to think about this one.
Let's workshop that one. We'll take it into the lab tonight. We'll have a good take ready to go tomorrow.
Well, go see my friends over at Atomic Coffee, will
I
you?
will.
Say hi to Logan.
I will. It's a great event.
They're North Shore guys.
And we'll hold it against them.
They'll be there. They're my friends. They're going to be there because they're going to be there, and I'm going to be here. Yet everyone's going to be there.
But then I'll be here, too.
But, I don't know. Did it not go to my email?
Did you golf?
Did I not? Well, no, I want to go.
I don't think there's anything.
I'm a schmoozer.
Then go. Then come. There's no reason you can't.
No, I didn't get invited. I'm not going
I'm inviting you.
No, you didn't.
I'm inviting you now.
Not sincere.
I'm inviting you now. Joe, why don't you come down?
Not sincere.
You want to? No, it's very sincere.
Jeff?
Joe, I want you to drive the cart
Nope.
for me.
I'm not going.
I want you to be there.
Not going.
You want to hang out with me for 18 holes? That would be a good time. I'd have a blast with that.
Do you want to know what take I hate more than anything, by the way, about Josh McDaniels is when people bring up Mac Jones and Cam Newton. I hate it. You know why? Because Belichick was here. Josh has done zero without Belichick or Brady.
What has Belichick done without Brady, dude?
No. You know what he did? He got Mac Jones to the playoff.
Or did Josh McDaniels?
No.
Yes.
No, the numbers show you that they put Mac Jones in no pressure situations.
Yep.
They wouldn't let him throw the ball in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is that was Belichick not letting Josh McDaniels let him make mistakes.
And then Josh was gone, and
he sucked.
Yep. So
and he ruined Derek Carr's career. And Sam Bradford was Rookie of the Year. Then he ruined his career.
Maybe Sam Bradford ruined Sam Bradford.
Tim Tebow was good when he left.
Tim Tebow sucked, dude.
No.
Oh,
by
God,
the way,
don't give me Tebow.
Tim Tebow was drafted by Josh McDaniels.
Sucks. That
sucks. But guess what?
An indictment.
John, he couldn't get Tim Tebow to play, but you know who did? When they fired his ass, Tim Tebow won a damn playoff game on the road.
That has to do with the Steelers, who suck.
But guess what? McDaniels wasn't there.
Yeah,
he
because
couldn't
sucked.
do it. He couldn't. A fact. It's facts, Matt.
It is fact. I'm not going to deny your facts, Joe.
That shakes my rattle.
We got to bring in Joe. We got to bring in a rattle for tomorrow's program. Felger and Maz, just rattle it up.
So you're going to be at the golf course.
I will be at the golf course, and then I will be here with you. Taking the day off. It's going to be a great day.
Kevin Majori says he can't host because he's golfing. Jeff, want to do the show?
I have other
okay, then. Wow.
Obligations.
This is
you should come. I'm inviting you.
No, listen. We're late again. But I would like to say that one of the biggest insults that's going to this day, and I'm sure you are one of these people.
Is this a good thing or
is when I say, hey, man, you should come to this event. And the person says, who's going to be there? And I just think that when you ask that question, my invite is no longer sincere.
I have done that before.
So
is it going to be there?
Am I wrong on that one? I now know who's going to be there, and you have invited me. Therefore, not sincere.
Now, hold on. I didn't know that you weren't invited.
I was not.
But how would I know that? So I am actually, I'm going out of my way, doing something I probably do not have the authority to do and say, hey, Joe, why don't you come and hang out?
It's okay.
Say hi.
You go.
I am extending myself when I don't even have the authority to do it because I enjoy your presence so much.
I'm going to pull up McCone right now. I'm just going to find out on Twitter. So, yes, myself and Matt McCarthy off the golf course from 2 to 6 tomorrow. And you'll be here till 7?
Yeah, baseball hour. And Joe adds,
hey, Matt, do you want to come to the golf tournament? Work.
Yeah.
And then stay an extra hour to do baseball.
That's right. Yeah.
And then you were like, that's me.
No, they know. They know. You want to do a marathon? I mean, hey, I'm getting
Marathon Matt.
That's me.
Can that stick, you think? Marathon Matt?
I can't call myself Marathon Matt when McCone's out there running Boston in under 4.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's funnier.
I'm the real marathon runner here, McCone.
All right, well,
you suck on that.
Hey, I told you I ran the 100-meter once.
Good for you.
Yep. I ran a 40-yard dash in 5.1 seconds once.
Didn't Brady run it in 5.1?
Yeah, but I was faster.
Didn't Zoe run it in 5.1?
I don't know.
I think Zoe ran it in 5.1.
Listen, that's slow because I saw guys running at 4.3, and I said, "Oh,
you ran a 5.1?"
I ran a 5.140. I was a big boy. Could run, man. Run like the wind, baby.
What do you think you could run now?
6'6". Yeah, I would say most people that are probably 330 pounds probably run a 6 high.
I'd pop a hammy.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
The 40-yard dash is a lot longer than you think, too.
Mm-hmm.
But no, again, was fast for a guy my size. But no, there were linemen that were bigger than me that ran 4.8s, 4.7s. I think Orlando Pace ran like a 4.3, 4.5 or something. Here we are now. Glory days. Well, how did we get here?
I don't know.
You know,
I didn't have any glory days to talk about, Joe. So.
I would like to do this in the last hour as we're late. Since I went to go see In the Lead last night, Into the Lead? I don't know what the hell the name of the band is anymore.
Get the Lead Out.
Still doesn't know.
It's a long night.
Joe went to the show.
He was there. Who's the best American rock band of all time?
Easy.
Hey, hold it. Let's play this game like it's the Family Feud top 5 options. Don't just start rattling off names of Americans that sing.
You got it.
Has to be a band. Can't be singular like Bob Dylan. It has to be band.
Band. Got it.
Okay? American.
It's a harder question than you think.
Because if you went best band of all time, most people will tell you Beatles, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin.
They're all British.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Yes.
They're all British.
Family Feud edition, greatest American band of all time next here on the Sports Zone.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to
right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Joe, you have no idea how much I love this rejoin. Every week I hear it from Jeff. I'm like, yes. Gotta put snot on this list, right?
I'm going to have to take you to the snot show when they tour around him, man.
I would love to go to a concert with you, Jeff.
Corey's a good dude. You met, what's the lead singer there?
For who?
I'm sorry, lead singer of Slipknot?
No, this is snot. This isn't Slipknot.
The snot?
Snot, like in your nose.
Like Bill Belichick used to do?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not aware of the snot. Maybe I need to be aware.
Listen to this.
They were a late 90s new metal band, and the original lead singer died on the way to a show with his dog. That's on the cover of their first album.
Which brings me to my next topic. Greatest American rock and roll band. Now, I have my top 5 answers on the board. Now, I put down what I thought people on Family Feud would pick.
Mm-hmm.
I also have my own list.
Okay, so wait, are we doing...
We're doing Family Feud version first.
Okay, so this is not... It's easier to do it if it's your list. Do you want to do this as what people would say?
The your list thing,
yeah.
There's no wrong answer.
Once again, Joe, I would disagree with that. We all have opinions, and it's our job to say whether it's right or wrong. That's how we do this thing that we do.
Okay. If you were to be on the Family Feud,
okay,
and Matt McCarthy, 30 seconds.
Okay.
Name the top 5 American bands of all time. Go.
If I were on Family Feud.
Yes.
The Beach Boys.
Okay.
I have to think about what, your average idiot American would say, right?
May I guess?
Yeah. I mean, Metallica?
Aerosmith.
Yeah. No, people would. But that's not true. It's not.
Why not?
Aerosmith is not a top 5 American band of all time. Come on. Didn't Aerosmith call themselves the greatest American rock band?
I don't know.
And that's why people would put them up there.
I have no clue. I
don't like
American.
trying to figure out what the average idiot out there would figure out.
Okay. All right.
I have the
Fine.
answers, Joe.
Matt has ruined the bit. Forget it.
No, I
Give
haven't
me your-
ruined the bit. Joe, I want to give a take.
Can I give another one? How about the Eagles? Are the Eagles on that list?
The Eagles definitely have to be on that
Thank
list.
you.
Yep.
Family Feud. 3 more.
Metallica.
This is where it gets. Metallica as well.
Metallica's definitely on the list.
Thank you. I said Fleetwood Mac.
Not only half American.
They're American.
No, Joe, they're not.
How about the Almond?
Very much not
How
American.
about the Almond Brothers?
No.
What?
It's the Allman, Joe, not the Almond.
Almond. Whatever.
That's a nut.
Hey, I hear you laughing in there, Garvin. He's in another studio, and I hear him laughing.
How about
The soundproofing is awesome in this building.
How about the almond?
They're the
brothers?
almonds.
The almonds. No, that's
All
the
right, fine.
Osmonds, Joe.
That's go with it, will you? Forget it. Give me your damn list. What's your list?
Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Number 1.
Of course you would.
Yeah. But tell me they're not a top 5 American rock act of all time.
I will not.
I know you won't.
No, I won't tell you they're not.
Yeah, right, because they are.
Would you
50 years.
Would you put
massive hits?
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Tom Petty, absolutely.
Thank you.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, absolutely a top 5 American rock band of all time.
So I have those two. Aerosmith, the Eagles.
So the Eagles, I mean, I would make the argument for the Beach Boys just because they were so influential, but yeah.
I
you
put
don't have to put
Pearl Jam over Nirvana.
So I was
Now,
thinking,
I'm more of a Nirvana fan, but they have legacy because of the death of the band and then carrying on.
This is where you get into where the American rock acts are at their best. When you get into grunge and then you get into pop punk. Because if I think we tend to go to a place, like you think about this from a classic rock perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, greatest bands of all time. Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, the Who, and you're like, okay, well, British. Fleetwood Mac, British, Joe.
U2 if you want.
U2, Irish. All of a sudden, all those bands are from overseas. So the American classic rock acts, it's Springsteen, it's the Eagles, it's Tom Petty. That's it. I mean, they're really, and I'm sorry, you can kiss my ass with Aerosmith.
Now, Jeff, I did make a comment recently that because Nirvana and Kurt Cobain died, I should mention that Pearl Jam was originally Mother Love Bone. Andrew Wood died. They ended up getting Eddie Vedder and became Pearl Jam. So that also puts Pearl Jam on a level because they had, you need the trauma, right? You need when you die, you become a legend, right? Heroes get remembered, legends never die.
Thank you.
So I don't put the Doors in that category. I'm sorry, I don't. I think Bobby Krieger's exceptional.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You don't put the Doors in that category? Jim Morrison died.
I don't put him in his top whatever.
No, they
American
weren't,
band is what I mean.
They didn't have a long enough run.
Yeah, I'm talking catalogs.
Oh, if you're talking catalogs? Oh, I mean, Springsteen, number one. No doubt. 50 years.
We got that.
Very few people get that far.
So
I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bruce, Petty.
Yep.
Aerosmith. Eagles.
Yeah.
Van Halen.
So Van Halen's isn't he not American?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
This is, but it's I don't know why, but
he's American.
Both Eddie Van Halen and
oh no, he was born in Amsterdam.
Thank you.
How about that? But it said when I Googled him, American musician.
That's what happened when I did Fleetwood Mac too.
Okay, but Joe.
Again, I Googled it.
Mick Fleetwood.
Yes.
John McVie. Christine McVie.
I know.
British. Lindsey Buckingham. Stevie Nicks. American. 3 versus 2.
Yes. All the singers. Well, Christine was not.
Christine.
Yes. Lindsey and...
You're disrespecting... I mean, Christine is like the heart of the band, man. Come on.
You're Christine over Stevie?
I'm Christine over Stevie.
So I'm a Lindsey fan.
Well, Lindsey's incredible.
And he's not in the band anymore, so I guess...
Lindsey... Still a criminally underappreciated guitar player.
Oh my God!
Undeniably, one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
When I watched Little Lies video, Tummy Lies, sorry, it's Lindsay that it's not, I understand there's 2 women singers, but it's like, I don't know why, but is that why they had an issue? Like Lindsay wanted to be the front person? Like what's the deal there?
They had many issues, Joe.
They all shared each other's.
Right, exactly. Yes, the sleeping with all of each other.
They've all probably been together.
Yes, oh yes, that is very true. They had many.
And Don Henley got in the mix, and then he's leather and lace. Tom Petty. Literally every American band guy that we're talking about has been with Stevie Nicks.
Yes. Outside of Springsteen, I don't think he is.
Well,
but you never know.
No, but Springsteen worked with Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine was with Stevie Nicks. Mm-hmm. So maybe Bruce met Stevie Nicks.
Yep.
Maybe. Did they ever collab?
No, they did not.
Should we take calls?
Of course we should take calls. But no, real quick, before we take the calls, you almost have to break it down by era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because are we going to compare Tom Petty to Blink-182? That doesn't feel right. Or even Tom Petty or the Eagles to Pearl Jam or Metallica. It's completely different.
This is getting a little out of hand now.
It is.
Because I got people texting me Guns N' Roses and Van Halen is an American band and all this stuff. So it's like now we're getting into the nitty gritty. And I would say to you that I agree on the Eagles. I agree on Aerosmith. I agree on Bruce. I agree on Tom Petty. We need one more. I want it to be Nirvana. I'm sorry, Metallica. It won't be. It's not going to be Nirvana. It's not going to be Pearl Jam.
But 4 of those are separate than Metallica. Metallica isn't a contemporary with any of those.
I know.
So it's like, you know what you got to do? You got to pick one from each. Or we're doing top 5?
Do you know who I haven't mentioned that probably should be in the conversation, but I'm out?
Who?
Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Ugh.
I just heard Ryan Garvin yell out. Brian, tell us about the Grateful Dead.
Yes, Grateful Dead. Listen, guys, 30 years.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
30 years active.
Yes.
And then Jerry died in 95. But then you have another 30 years of different band members.
All right, see ya.
That was very dismissive of you, Joe. I did not appreciate the tone.
Here's the deal.
And I'm not a dead guy.
I'm going to give them, like at the Hall of Fame, they're going to get their mention.
Yep.
Like they have a corner, the Grateful Dead corner.
They're the greatest at what they did.
Yes.
Period. End of story.
Yes.
But what they did was not for me. And
Correct.
It's not for you.
Correct.
You got to be, I don't know, you got to be a deadhead.
Now,
there's no other way to say it.
This is another one that I almost considered. And I think they have a catalog. Billy's in Somerville. Billy.
What's up, buddy?
Hey.
What's up, kid? Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band.
so
How come
that-
no one ever gives them any love?
Billy.
So right about that.
They were on my list. I did not bring them to the table.
Why?
Because I wanted to pull a lever when I needed to.
Okay, you're smart, man. I appreciate that.
Bob Seger's incredible.
I saw him a few years ago at the Garden. Roll Me Away, dude. Best opening song I've heard in any concert, period, anywhere, end of story.
I love Metallica, but their cover of Turn the Page I don't like.
It's not great. Seeger's great. He's tremendous. But here's the thing that hurts Seeger. He's not Springsteen. It's the same stuff, right? It's the same.
Catalog is huge.
The catalog is huge. Legendary live shows, stuff like that. Kind of that heartland, Americana rock. But he's not Springsteen.
Gotcha.
That's the thing that hurts Seeger.
No,
he's not Springsteen.
The only thing with Springsteen to me is that sometimes he reminds me of Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan was a massive influence on Springsteen. Yes.
So the other thing about this band discussion that we're doing right now is that what if we don't, because is Bruce Springsteen somewhat of a solo act?
Well, he's both, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's the solo act, which, I mean, he's had basically his own solo career, and then he's had the E Street Band, which, I mean, is easily one of the best bands out there.
The Heartbreakers.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, although those are a little bit more intertwined, but yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff. What do you got back there?
No, I had to talk to Ryan. Don Derek called in. He doesn't have his car.
So Ryan Garvin, who's in the other booth, because he must be getting ready for the next show, he's a big music guy.
Huge.
So I can hear him with my headphones on doing this show in the other room every time we make a comment about a band. He is judging us. He is judging us right now.
Hard. And that's okay. You know why, Joe? That's what we do.
Yes.
We don't have other people's takes. We don't do the Family Feud. No, I have a take. You have a take. My take might be wrong. Your take might be wrong. We can call it out.
Smitty's in an Uber. What's up, Smitty? Who's your band?
First of all, fellas, I love your show. I drive constantly for Uber. It's on all the time, and I love you. I want to call, but this one's got me going. All these bands are great. They are. Joe, I like your take about Bruce. I'm not sure the E Street's one of the best bands around. But how have I not heard the name Journey yet?
Because they had 3 songs.
They what?
Really. Journey's good, but that's more in the Huey Lewis and the News category.
All right. Okay. All right.
Everybody loves Don't Stop Believing. But
I'm out on Journey. Out. They're an American band.
Yep.
Out.
No, it's Huey Lewis and the News. We all have those few songs that we love, but just because you wrote Don't Stop Believing does not,
Okay. Jeff and I talked about this one before. We this was a pre-production meeting.
Yeah.
Ryan is in Andover. Ryan.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Hi.
So I was thinking, Foo Fighters, I mean, they had, Taylor Hawkins passed away, obviously coming from Nirvana. And the Dave Matthews Band, I know that's going to receive a lot of hate, but yeah, I just wanted to get that into you guys, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you.
Joe, would you like to respond to that?
I very much respect Dave Matthews Band. But I'm out. That is a culture upon itself. They are a great individual artist of the bands. They're all great. Like Dave Matthews is but Tim Reynolds, Carter Better, their band is incredible.
No doubt.
They have a great catalog. Not top 5.
Is that more in the Grateful Dead kind of sphere? It's a little bit cultish.
It's a stoner group, but More of a like hacky sack crew.
Yeah, I would say it's similar to like the Pearl Jam crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why like one of my friends like doesn't understand why I don't like Dave Matthews.
They do have the greatest moment in American music history, though, which is the tour
That is a
bus.
pretty funny moment.
And not even that.
In Chicago.
He did it. He downloaded music on Napster. I did it. Joey's in Kingston. Joey.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Hi.
So, Joe, funny, last weekend, someone called Matt and gave him crap for talking Sopranos instead of sports. But I'm loving today's show. I love all the topics.
I love Sopranos.
It's a Sunday, dude. What do you expect from us?
But you started the show. You talked about the movie Half Baked, and Tommy Chong's in that movie.
Yes, he is.
Joe, as a teenager, I used to sneak into the Strand Theater in Quincy to see all the Cheech and Chong movies, the original Stoners. And I'm working in Roxbury today, Joe, and I'm leaving in about 2 seconds, and I'm going to hit Lampert's, which you mentioned earlier, to pick up some wings. You know I love wings.
Yep.
And, Matt, you mentioned Sam Diego's. I called my wife, and I said, honey, later on, I said, let's go down to East Bay Grill and sit out back and have some raw bar and cold drinks. Anyways, a 58-year-old guy's top 5 lists. Tom Petty, Van Halen, of course, Springsteen, Guns N' Roses, and Aerosmith. Great.
Thank you, Joey.
That's a solid top 3
That's
right there.
It's solid.
That's real good.
I love Guns N' Roses. I don't know if they have a prolonged catalog compared to some others.
No.
Plus, they broke up.
That's the thing here. You need to do it over the course of a long enough period of time.
Now, CCR, Chris?
Ooh,
I agree.
That's interesting. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Yeah, a couple things. DMB, Dave Matthews is South African, so I don't think that qualifies, right? Even though they're great. But, I was thinking about CCR and Leonard Skinner. I haven't heard you guys from the top, so hopefully I'm not redundant, but I wanted to hear what you guys think about those two.
Can I
Leonard Skinner, best Confederate band out there. Let's rank our Confederate list.
Do you know that some guy thinks they thought that Lindsey Buckingham was I said Christine and Stevie were the women singers.
Yes.
Lindsey's the guitarist.
Right.
Did this person think I was...
You may have misinterpreted what you were talking about.
Lindsey, but...
He's a dude. And I know you know
someone
that.
thinks... Okay, thank you. But the power of radio, though, huh? People think things that you think that you didn't say, they think you said it.
I think he misinterpreted what you said. You said something to the effect of the video you were watching these two chicks and Lindsay or something like that. And I think he interpreted that I'm not even going... Whatever.
Well, I've met him. How about that?
British band, Joe.
I don't even know what that guy said. What about Steely Dan?
Oh, God.
They
Steely Dan. Are we ranking the best bands from Bard that a whole bunch of hippies liked back in the day? Hipsters.
They sold a lot.
Joe, I did Cape Cod radio for 7 years.
That's right.
I heard more Steely Dan on the airwaves down there than any human being should possibly have to hear.
I used to work for North Shore Radio, which was a good time favorite.
A lot of Steely Dan.
Yeah, but a lot of Billy Joel.
Ricky, don't lose that number.
or Ringo solo. Tons of Ringo solo.
Ringo solo?
I loved Ringo solo. No.
No.
All right, we have 1,000 calls. Let's just do this quickly. Ready? Here we go. Junior's in the car. Junior.
Oh, yo, I say, what about Foreigner and ZZ Top?
No. Next, Jim's in Connecticut.
Yeah, you already talked about Skinner. I guess you guys ruled them out, but I'm with you on the Allman Brothers Band, Joe.
Thank you.
You've got to have the Allman Brothers Band in there. Whole genre of music, a lot of catalog. Nobody did it like the Allman Brothers, man.
Thank you.
He's not wrong about that.
Boom.
The Allman Brothers.
Allman.
Yes.
Joe's in the car. Joe.
Hey, I just wanted to mention Prince and Prince of the Revolution.
Oh, Prince.
But you more consider Prince a solo act, right?
Pat is in Franklin.
Tremendous, obviously.
You can't have this conversation without bringing up the Doobies. What are we talking about?
Well,
Name your catalog. Yacht Rock Kings. Michael McDonald. Yacht Rock. Bring it. Go.
Mm-hmm. Pat, I want the smoke. You brought the smoke. Jeff?
Yeah, let's rock out to What a Fool Believes.
I like the Doobie Brothers. They're good.
For what they are.
Pretty decent catalog, right?
Yeah.
Not top.
For talking,
what are we
top
doing here?
American bands of all time.
What are we doing here? Hey, okay. What are we doing here? Mike's in Holden. Mike.
Hello, guys. Johnny and the crew. How can you leave those?
I can't hear you.
Man, what the hell was that?
Dave's in Attleboro.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, so I think the band hasn't been mentioned yet. The Pixies, one of the most influential bands of all.
They're a good band. Not in this top Family Feud 5.
Important band, for sure. Good band.
Okay.
But we're going to say greatest American rock band?
I'm going to halt the conversation, Matt.
I wish you wouldn't. I'm enjoying it.
Wait, you want to just take this till...
What do you want to do for the next half
let's
hour,
look at
Joe?
Want to look at the rundown?
Oh, you were... Yeah, that's right. You had the rundown for today's show that I've completely and totally
ready?
ignored.
Patriots showed interest in Bateman. We got that, right?
Yep, knock that out.
Okay. Will Campbell looks smooth.
Okay.
Key dates for the Patriots. The Tom Brady statue unveiling will be happening. Did you know about this?
No.
Yes. The long-anticipated Tom Brady statue unveiling outside of Gillette Stadium in the Patriots Hall of Fame. There'll be a Julian Edelman and a Bill Parcells, Patriots Hall of Fame, and a stadium practice for season ticket holders. Those dates will be between July 24th and 25th. So we're going to get a Brady schmenzer.
I'm all for it.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
Take the under.
Marco Sturm.
You could coach the Bruins, Joe.
Sox going for 2 out of 3 this week.
Yeah.
They're
not going to do
all
it,
right,
but
that's,
okay.
That's the rundown.
There you go.
All right, well, we'll talk about whatever you want.
Yeah,
next.
we'll wrap it up.
Here on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
All right, back here 98.5 The Sports Hub. It's Joe Murray, Matt McCarthy. You want to talk about shaking the rattle, bro?
You have shook my rattle, Joe. Thank you for the rattle shaking.
We should get a little bit more current, even though it's not, but within the last 30 years, Green Day probably is a band that influenced Blink-182.
No doubt. Green Day has to be in the discussion for greatest American rock. If we're doing our top 5 greatest American rock bands, yeah, no doubt.
I don't want.
Are they the biggest band of the last 30 years?
Them and Foo Fighters, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right? I think they're bigger than Foo Fighters.
I don't know.
It's close.
I actually would agree with you there.
Yeah.
Best American band last 30 years. I wanted to give props to Blink-182 because they did transition an era of like alternative music to pop punk.
Pop punk, yep.
And they were kind of like the faces of it.
They were the kings of pop punk.
Matt Doloff from 98.5thesportsup.com mentions Weezer.
Oh, God. No.
So I think when they came out, the Blue Album was impactful.
Yeah.
I think Weezer's an impactful band.
I know. Isn't that unfortunate? Not for me.
Unbelievable.
How about the best American gimmick band of all time, Kiss?
Gwar.
Okay. You can do gimmick bands on your own time.
May I have one more, please?
Very serious discussion.
First off, let me tell you that I watched the Kentucky Derby yesterday.
The Belmont.
Done that how many times? At Saratoga. The Belmont at Saratoga. That's not the Kentucky Derby or the Preakness. Do you know who sang New York, New York? Mark Tremonti of Creed. So, when I mentioned the name Mark Tremonti...
Oh, don't go there. Don't do this, Joe. Don't. Save yourself.
Where was Scott Stapp, I would like to ask.
Yeah. Well, okay.
But does Creed fall into the category?
Now we've jumped.
Jeff?
I'm going to tell you this right now. When I saw Creed at Xfinity last summer, that was the loudest crowd I've ever been a part of. I'm seeing them again this summer in Manchester. It's going to be a movie.
You asked for it. You asked for it, Matt. Current, all genres.
Yep.
Was Creed the best butt rock genre?
Divorce Dad rock.
Sorry.
Can we not do butt rock,
Okay,
please?
Divorce Dad. Speaking of that, Jeff, can we mention that your daughter, your birthday was this week, Jeff. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Thank you.
And your daughter got you Red Sox tickets for your birthday.
Yeah, my first real having an adult child moment. Oh wow, this is great. She bought tickets for us to go to the Red Sox game.
That is a wonderful gift. I hope you guys have a great time.
It should be fun.
That's a great. You know what, Jeff? I'm happy for you.
Thanks, man.
In that moment. It's unfortunate that you'll be watching the Red Sox, but that sounds like a great experience with your daughter, and I'm so happy for you.
Do you know when I did this list, I Googled? AI gave me Coldplay.
Not American.
Imagine Dragons.
Oh. Ugh.
They're not, no, how did they give me that for an American band? Oh, okay. Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Very important, for sure. Not the greatest at what they do, but very important.
AI, not always the greatest, huh?
No, you asked for American rock bands, and they gave you Coldplay.
Who is the best American rock band of the last 20 years?
Of the last 20?
Yeah.
The Killers.
Yeah, they're up for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Like starting in the last 20, give or take, the Killers. Definitely. It's hard to... Joe, it's hard to find. Like a rock band? That thing? It's a dying breed.
Divorce Dad Rock has I guess it has its category. I didn't realize that.
Who are the leaders in this category?
Well, it says Creed and Nickelback, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
With Limp Bizkit in there as well.
That is definitely Divorce Dad Rock.
Now, my favorite grunge band, of course, is Alice in Chains. I left them out because I'm biased. Where does Stone Temple Pilots rank on that list? Pretty good catalog, right?
Really good catalog. I'm not. I enjoy that era of music, Joe, but I would not characterize myself as an expert. So I'm going to defer to you and Jeff here.
I would just say that Metallica has the best catalog out of all those rock bands.
Metal bands, right? I would consider
rock metal. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, Metallica is the greatest metal band of all time. Yes, right. Am I misguided here?
No, I would. I mean, that my personal opinion. Yes,
they're the most important. Right, they're at the top of that genre, bar none.
You like Metallica better than Black Sabbath?
I do. Yes, I think Metallica is way better.
I would
way better.
I would take Metallica over Black Sabbath, but again, I know there's people who are Ozzy fans. And
how many times can you hear Crazy Train?
Let's face it, though, Black Sabbath was better with Dio.
Ooh. All right, we're done, right? We're done. We're done. We're done. So let's break. And we'll wrap this thing up. Because Matt McCarthy and I have a big day tomorrow.
We do. Very excited.
You're going to get sweaty.
I'm not going to smell good rolling in here tomorrow, Joe.
Okay. Well, I hope you have fun.
Warning. I will.
Maybe next Sunday we'll do Best Boston Band.
That's a harder discussion.
Godsmack.
Because it's not Aerosmith.
Take Aerosmith out of it.
Take him out.
And Godsmack. Then we could do ACT, like,
Jay Giles?
Like Bobby Brown. Diana Ross, New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
Let's save that for another day.
The list should be better than it is.
Yeah, we'll save it for another day. All right, we're going to break here in the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
All right, Matt, we got about 5 minutes left here.
Semisonic, greatest American rock band ever?
No, but how about a song about closing?
No, greatest closing song of all time. Also, maybe the greatest one-hit wonder of all time. Semisonic. They do anything else, Jeff?
No, I really can't think of anything else.
It's right up there. Put that on the list. There's a discussion for next Sunday.
Great quote. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end.
You know how many girls my age use that as their instant messenger away message when they went to bed?
Oh, AIM was the best, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Song lyrics, and then you would try and pick a song lyric for your crush, and then it wouldn't work out, and then you'd pick an emo lyric, and there you go. Yeah, what a time to be alive. These kids these days, Joe, they'll never know.
They'll never know. Oh. Earlier in the show, we mentioned some of the great young athletes in sports. I think Caitlin Clark is, at 23, a phenomenon. We mentioned Lamine Yamal for Spain and Barcelona. What's going on with this Alcaraz kid right now?
We have a hell of a match going on. French Open final. Sinner jumps out to a 2-set lead. Alcaraz takes the third set. Sinner leads 5-3 in the fourth set. Alcaraz serving. He wins that game 5-4. Alcaraz breaks Sinner 5-5. Wins the tiebreaker over Sinner to take the second set. Alcaraz leading 2-1 right now.
Yep.
2-1.
2-love.
2-love?
Yep.
2-love, yeah, because he broke Sinner at the beginning of this, at the beginning of the fifth set. Looks like Sinner's kind of cramping a little bit. Tremendous match going on.
Alcaraz has worked this guy down.
Yeah, he has.
And Alcaraz is getting better as the match goes. It's on clay, so you can tell that Alcaraz is definitely moving better.
Yep.
Wow, what a shot.
Out?
Is that out? Oh, wow. So, again, I know, listen,
pointing to it. They brought the ref out. Wow. Have you seen that in a while? They brought the ref out and they pointed to it. This chick, she looks very official, and she went down, she pointed right there.
I mean, this guy Sinner's hanging in there because of the margins right now.
Yeah. Incredible match.
I agree.
I'm not going home.
No, I'm telling you, I'm not like. I do like to talk about other sports that aren't like I like horse racing, boxing, UFC. I'll do it, but this kid is a superstar.
He is.
He's worth watching.
He's a great watch. I mean, the match he had with Djokovic, I think 2 years ago now at Wimbledon.
That was one of the holiday
finals
weekends
I've seen in a long time. This is turning into an instant classic, a 5-set heavyweight bout. He's tremendous to watch. Tremendous. Tennis is in a good place right now. You got Coco on the women's side. Big win for her yesterday over Sabalenka. And I mean, Alcaraz taking over for, Djokovic and Nadal and Federer. Like, tennis is in a good spot.
How about golf?
Golf is in a good spot.
It's in a great spot.
Scotty, I mean, is Rory gonna, now that he got the Masters, is he gonna tack on a few more here? I mean, yeah, golf's in a good spot. I'll happily talk about these sports, Joe. I will. I mean, it's.
Hey, listen, I have a relationship with the Revs. I said if they. You guys are good. We're gonna talk. We had Charlie Davies on this week. We had the goalie Ivichich this week.
Best coach in Boston, Caleb Border. Right now, no doubt about it.
Hey, want to know another thing? We can do this tomorrow because we're on 2 to 6 tomorrow for Felger and Mass. You notice something about all the coaches in town now? The 4 major sports. Notice something about that?
No. Is that a tease for tomorrow? You'll ask me tomorrow?
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about this tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff Williams. Happy birthday this week, Jeff. Outstanding job. Matt, thank you for joining. Again, you could have just said, hey, Joe, not going to make it in today. And I would have accepted it. But we would not have been able to have a great show.
I would not have done that to you, Joe, out of respect for you as a colleague and a friend.
But I hope you know that I would have been like, Matt, go enjoy yourself.
Oh, I know you would have been.
And you wouldn't have had to tell me what you were doing.
No. But I would have.
You could have just, yes.
Just to rub it in.
Now, I am not going to be here unless it's a real emergency. You know what else I will do? And break glass in case of emergency? Zoom.
It's a beautiful thing.
Zoom. We're going home.
I have done that before.
That's right. Jeff, thanks again. Matt, awesome job. Enjoy the golf tournament, in all seriousness.
I plan on it. You should come.
Hey, you invited me.
I did.
I will not.
I don't have the authority to, but I'm inviting you.
Okay. Mark Dondero's here. And he's up next, and he's going to tell you about this Carlos Alcaraz match. Because we're all excited about it. All right, everybody. Talk to you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Dakota. Right now on swingjuice.com, you can get our best-selling performance golf polos for only $21. This is our biggest discount ever. These